Good morning, uh, good evening, or good afternoon, or good night, depending on where you are, I suppose. Um, welcome. Hello, capitalism. Good morning to you. Uh, so I was gonna start 15 minutes ago, and then I got a work text, and then I ended up fixing a printer for 15 minutes over the phone. It's all working now because I am the printer whisperer after all. But that's why the stream is late today. And I forgot to post anywhere that there was no stream last week because I was away. I was at the Mary Poppins Festival and it was awesome and had so much fun. So yeah, apologies for missing the stream last week, but it's worth it. It was pretty fun. Um, yeah. So let me pull up all of my streamy little things that I need in my other suit. A festival it was, a festival of the celebration of the movie, that is, movies, I should say, that is Mary Poppins. Very fun, very cool. So many people in cosplay. Amazing cosplay, in fact. Excuse me, I'm just having a bite of my Pop Tart. Um, like, really beautiful Mary Poppinses. Marvel classic. Ah, yes! A Marvel classic. Yeah, good job. Hooray, Fellini. That was really good. Oh wait, you're talking about. Sorry, I got that reference. Sorry, I know you're talking about what's his dover in Guardians of the Galaxy. Who would have guessed popped? I know it's quick and easy for make it quick before stream, breakfast. I swear this is literally my special Sunday food. And not even every Sunday. So I'm just saying, it's nice to have a little treat every now and then. Mm. Oh my gosh. I don't. Ah, but it's not strawberry today, Cap. Can you guess what flavor it is? You will never guess in 1,000 years what flavor this is. It's not strawberry, is your clue. It's not wild berry, but that's a good second guess. Oh, thank you, Ruthlini. Yeah, I do remember. Last stream, I was still a little bit sick. I am 100% healthy again. Cookies and cream! I need that as a flavor for something in my life. That's so good. And it's not cookies and cream or milkshake or cinnamon. It's none of those. But I love cookies and crime. Oh my gosh. That would be like a theme for um somebody like stealing desserts and it would be good called cookies and crime. Chocolate. It's not a chocolate one. Although chocolate is good. I told you I wouldn't get it. Like we're gonna go through you're gonna have to search every pop tart flavor to get this one. Oh dear. Oh, Josei jam. Because I need the Otome jammers. Cool. Yeah, the chocolate ones are yes, it's s'mores flavored, cake flavored. Is there even cake flavored pop tarts? I've never had one. The chocolate would be too sweet for breakfast, maybe. Well, it's Pop Tarts, and maybe nothing's too sweet for breakfast. But the chocolate ones are fairly subtle chocolate flavour. You guessed it after guessing every other Pop Tart flavour. Well done! It's such an accomplishment. Oh, I'm sure there is. Do not doubt me. Okay. Ah, it's very good. Yes, it's s'mores flavored. It's quite good. Not the one I usually have, but it's the one that was around. So yeah. Mm, yum. So yes, apologies for a slightly late stream today, but sometimes I gotta do techie things in my job, and that just happens, even on a Sunday. Hey, Sick Turbo Mouse, how's it going? You are just in time. We've only just started. We're about to review the final game. I mean, I've reviewed the final game, but we collectively about to look at the final game after this ad break that's about to happen in 40 seconds. But before that happens, how you been? What's been going on? Apologies for missing the stream last week. I was away. Oh, thanks, Kat, for the pinned message. Alrighty. Awesome, awesome. Okay. I now need some water. What was happening Friday, if I may be so bold as to ask? Oh dear. Ads! Ah, we're getting attacked by an ad. Or maybe, hopefully a good ad. Not hopefully a bad ad. I mean, ads are ads are ads, I suppose. Here is... Whoa, I got a comment! Oh wait, Cap, that's you! 8 Mitsubishi Triton. I wonder, Cap. Wait a second. 8 Mitsubishi Triton ads. You played through the game last night. Nice. One, it's no wonder that you're getting car ads, just generally, in the general sense of things. On the second hand, I thought you had Prime. The Prime subs get no ad? That's right if you don't, and you're not. That is totally fine. No problem here. What would you do, Cap? Because I did... Well, when was 4th of July? The Thursday. In the middle of the week. I celebrated by working. That's what I did. Before on other channels. Okay. That's fine. I was gonna say, it's like, I don't mind if you use your Prime somewhere else. I just thought you had already done it. Oh, good. Suit and tie church camp. Yeah. Yeah. So we're going to run through the game. Just to show where I got up to, a little bit of a post-mortem, and then we might look at some other people's games. So that's why I'm still streaming in software game dev, but we're actually probably not actually doing game dev so much. Well, actually, to be fair, part of the development process is reviewing what you did, why you do it, how you did it, what you would do differently next time, review and feedback on other people's things. That's all like research and development. So all of that part of the process is still development. So that's why we're still in this category, because we're doing review and all that sort of cool stuff. Yes, sorry. Cap, would you mind redoing that message and just putting the link in as well? I'll put the link here as well. So like have both the YouTube, so have here's the game and check out our YouTube or something like that. There we go. That'd be great. Thank you. Yeah. So we're gonna check out the game right now. We're just gonna run through it. So there we go. I have it auto full screen, which is, I think, a nice thing to do for people so they don't have to do it themselves. Yay! No title screen. That was... One moment. Let me move myself into the corner over here. I'm still a little bit big. Hang on. Come here. Oh, Avatar, what are you doing? Get over here. I'll make you small. Hey! I'm down here now. I'm small and tiny. Ah. Okay. Perfect. Awesome.
Ruthie Linney says, does that say fairy bread?
It does say fairy bread. Hang on, let me lift my wing a little bit there. See? Fairy bread. That is, in fact, the name of the game. Because, and you'll see, well, it's about bread and fairies, so it's fairy bread. I thought it made sense. Camped the whole week. Well, good thing I didn't do a midweek stream then. You wouldn't have been able to attend, perhaps. No Discord or Twitch. Yeah. Oh, it all worked out in the end then, didn't it? Because I was thinking about a midweek stream, but then I was too tired from being tired. Absolutely, Turbo Mouse. That would be sick. 100%. This is, in all of its bits and pieces, available for free for you to play at any point in time. It is a prototype or a demo because it is simply just not finished. As you can see, no arm. Where's my arm? No title screen. Yeah. And I will explain the bits I had to drop as I went. Triaging of sorts to go, okay, what do I really need to finish this game and what do I not really need to finish this game? Prototypes and stuff for the jams are acceptable, basically, as long as it's in a working condition. Where is it? It might be basically the rules for both of these are like same because they're like sister jams. If the game must have it, blah 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 blah. There was something in one of these that basically said if you can, submissions for each of these is what I actually want. Yeah. Basically, even if it's like half finished, as long as it's in a playable state, the words were playable state, and it is in a playable state. Satisfying the food was good, but keyword no phone, no Discord, no anime, no nothing. Oh, I'm sure you died, Cap. Withdrawal system hit hard. Yeah, I bet it did. Oh, that would have been tough. No, for reals, that would have been tough. I mean, I could probably do it, but I choose not to. Like, tech, I mean, I guess a tech, what do you call them? Tech purge, tech, something break, I don't know. It's a bit hard because, like, I literally do tech for my job, and then, I guess you could do it, well, anyways, that's besides the point. You got through it together. Alright, you're drawing your own stuff. That'd be funny. Just in a campsite with your notepad and sketches. Like, I need to see anime girls. I must draw them. If I even have to draw them myself. Yeah. Anyways, so I've faffed around enough. I think we've got enough people enough time to arrive. So let's get started. Now, a lot of people will just type something in the box here. And this is something I was able to implement right before the jam, like literally 30 minutes before I submitted, is to name their character, and the female character's named that. But if you hit enter here, it will do the default names, which is cool. So I'm going to do that here so you can see what the default names are, but anyone who plays this can use their own names, essentially. So that's good. Now, you'll get a special treat. Actually, no. You guys don't want to hear me narrate everything. Surely. That would take forever. Oh, sorry, Cap. I already clicked through. I want to show people what the default names ended up being. Well, I mean, they're obviously per if we were here for the dev part, but yeah. We won't mind. I'll do some of it. I don't want to wear out my voice. But that's alright. I'll do my best. Look, I'm not a voice actor. That's why I didn't want to do it. It's like, I'm not a voice actor, but this might just be weird. I'll try. Okay. The voice message was strange. Strange even for Grandma. I've done it, finally! I can go back. I don't think Grandma's that old. If they're like... If their mother is like... She's like... I think she's not, like, about to die old. So it's like, I've done it, finally. I can go back. Back to your grandfather. I know it's too late for your mother. She has a life here. Click. No, not click. But you kids, if you want to know the truth about everything, come to my house. I've written it all down for you two. I'm not crazy. I was never crazy. Click. Do. No background music. Didn't get to it. Just that went right out the window like 2 weeks before the jam because that was not happening. I wasn't so sure about that. Grandma had always been eccentric, obsessed with building miniatures of things in the natural world in general. Gardening was more than a hobby for her. It was a passion. To say she had a green thumb would be an understatement. Her small cottage in the woods was dwarfed by her sprawling garden, with a wide variety of fruits, vegetables, and flowers, as pictured here. Yeah, close enough. Um, it would have been perfect for a magazine spread or even tourists, nature photographers, maybe. But Grandpa wasn't having any of that. She hated when people stopped by to look at the garden, or if they stumbled across her home, oh God forbid, tried to pick a flower. Cool. Oh yeah, no worries, Ruth and Linny. We'll see you in a bit. Um, Plot was the highlight. The story was excellent. Yeah, yeah. Maz did an excellent job on this story. Um, for sure. Alrighty, I'm not going to spoil it for myself. Oh, right. Um, oh, fair enough. Oh, does everybody else not want me to spoil it? Like, I don't have to go through ours. I can just click through it. We can have a look at some of the other submissions if you prefer. Well, Otome Mice might be gone already. But do you is there anyone else who would prefer to try and play it on their own first? I know. Well, I mean, anyone who was here for the dev probably already knows the spoilers, but now I'm here. All opposed, all for. Yeah. Well, let's Hold on. Let me just check. Hmm. Sorry. Just work text. Just finishing your cuppa. You know what? Well, how about I just describe the bits that I didn't get to? Do we skip? Oh, we got a poll. Okay, cool. Do we skip through spoilers? Well, I don't even know. There's not really. It's the plot. Like, there isn't. Everything's the spoiler. As in, as in, what I'll do instead is just talk about it without actually going through the dialogue. Um, need a tiebreaker. We need one more. We need one more vote. I'll do the tiebreaker vote because I'm leaning towards. I really don't want people to be spoiled if they just want to play. It's not very long, to be fair. So we can go through it next stream as well and like talk about it then. I'll wait for the poll to finish because we got a little bit of time. While the poll finishes, sorry, I've just got to check that the work text. I just need to see if this guy's gonna be fine. Printers. If there's one thing, if you've heard of the expression, never work. Like in acting things, never work with children and animals. If there's a truism for the tech world, it's never work with printers or network devices. That's my take on that. Um, hang on one second. Okay, sorry guys. Um, what's the vote on? We still need a tiebreaker. Yeah, okay. I mean, I understand how what you're trying to say, Turbo Mouse. Um, you probably could use a better analogy though, even though you preface that with that it's just a joke. I would probably say more moody than a toddler, because they are essentially children printers. You have to bribe them, you have to threaten them. They definitely have a personality and a life of their own. I will agree with that. Okay, we've got a 50-50 split. And I think by virtue of, I definitely don't want people to be spoiled on this, stick around because I will close this one now. Close. Quit. Return. How do I leave? I don't know. Just refresh the page. Oh no. Go back. Go back. Here we are. Cool. So this just previews. This is not spoilers. These are the backgrounds that I made. So screenshots work just well for talking through the game. Yeah, I'll be the tiebreaker. That's fine. Like it for preference for people like not wanting to be spoiled, that is fine. You can kick a printer and not a toddler. You also can't kick a woman. I would say that is not a thing you should be doing either. And I also wouldn't kick a printer. That's generally not helpful to the situation. Percussive maintenance, when it comes to printers, more often backfires than it fixes things. So, um, yeah, but let's still talk about the game a little bit. So this is the background I ended up doing for the couch scene with her laying down. And this is like the bread and how that one came out. Obviously you've seen the berry bushes of sorts. Look, I wanted to do a better garden scene. I'm really proud of how the clouds came out in this one, but everything else, like I was so rushed. I just basically put like some squares down and did a texture for each of the parts. It just were like, okay, that's a table. Okay, that's a wall. Okay, that's done. Like I tried to get the wall looking like a wood cabin wall, but I just, oh man, just there was no time. And yeah, like the floor's perspective, this perspective distort on the wall was not perfect or super great. So um yeah, it's a little roughshod, to be fair. It's just not super awesome. But I got a background in it, and it is not blank. So next time I know need more time for the backgrounds to be done. And various other things. So when I next do a visual novel type game jam, I understand there's a big process of the dialogue, which obviously I did as much as I could on, a big process of the sprites and how the sprites go. The resizing and the fixing of the sizing of the sprites and taking the screenshots of them, of the 3D models, was definitely an eye opener. And I think I will definitely use a different method of doing the PNGs. Whilst it was easy enough to do, um, each time I closed and reopened the program, or even when I went to like move the model around, there wasn't set cameras for me to use. I might have to use a different program in which I can take my screenshots because I might actually need set cameras when I make adjustments because otherwise they were like a little bit smaller. So I had to continually resize the the characters to be like relatively. So you might see them changing sizes slightly in within the game because I had to like eyeball how big they were supposed to be. Mm. Okay, sorry, I'm just replying to this text. Oh, yeah, we shouldn't be kicking things. Um, that is not slay. Like, not, we don't want to literally slay somebody. Um, if you know what I mean. Yeah, so those are my thoughts on the process. Like, definitely did not give enough consideration to once the models were completed to creating the poses and putting them in. as well as how many different poses I ended up using. Definitely more than your average. Well, not more than your average, but I guess as many poses as like fully like posed. Like I could have just done like five generic ones, but like there's also the concept of modular ones as well, which are for like more 2D ones, which I might look into. I recently watched a documentary on the creation of Doki Doki Literature Club and how they actually did their sprites and stuff like that. Lots of other things in that too. The documentary was by that guy Glenn, who does some amazing documentaries on some lots of games that I really like. Um, yeah. I mean, I say documentary. I mean YouTube documentary, but still, like, it's fairly popular. He's a fairly popular dude. Yeah, he just released it recently. Actually, recently enough, because I've been watching him for years now, quite a few years. Really, that guy Glenn. If you look up that guy Glenn on YouTube and Doki Doki, it should come straight up. I think. Uh, the poses helped with the immersion. I'm glad that they do because I feel like if I'd just done generic, like happy, generic sad, generic neutral, generic generic whatever, like by the time you get to like him crouching down being cheeky, she's searching blah blah blah. She's lying down, actually interacting with the couch. I almost had these guys just standing in front of the couch, implying that they were sitting. Like a lot of visual novels do that. They don't really interact with their background and stuff like that, at least not very often. Or if they do, it's like disjointed. I did my best to make it look like she was actually sitting on it. Um, so, yeah, lots of little things. I mean, I know these are kind of flat and that sort of thing, but, it was the impression. And you had the fingers up pose, and you had him pulling back Otome. Yeah. So that's a yes. I know the bit you're talking about, and I was quite proud of that bit because that's exactly how it would animate in real life. I didn't want to go too many steps of like actually animating characters as they talk, but I basically ended up doing mouth open for most of the time if they were talking in the mouth closed. So I figured out later that you should do in mouth open, mouth closed for all poses in case they need to speak within that pose. It so basically for every pose there's two poses, so that like doubled the amount of poses that I had. Oh, it was crazy. Um yeah. I spaced out. Oh yeah. Yeah, no, it's I think I'm really glad I did this particular jam to basically learn ren'py. But it wasn't about learning ren'py. I did a very little, I say very little, I did a good chunk in the first 2 to 3 weeks learning ren'py and the bits that I needed to know to put my bits in. Like even the first 2 weeks, I'd say. Like the first 1 week, I did like most like 90% of the learning and the rest of the 10% like sprinkled throughout the jam. So like I did a bunch of learning right up front of like, okay, what's ren'py and how does it work? Set it up, started coding it in, and then I just had to look up a few extra things every now and then when I needed to learn how to do something slightly different than I was already doing. But for the most part, learning a new game engine, uh, technically language, because I haven't done Python before, but obviously this is simplified Python. I didn't do much Python, actual Pythoning. But the thing that I learned was how to build a visual novel and like steps involved in the visual novel. And I was like, oh yeah, I know what I need to do to get this thing done. But like, rather the workload involved in just how long it takes to put sprites in, how to put them, position them, zoom them, do all the things, how to get it just right. How starting with the right asset saves you time later on down the track, and how I had to like fix a few of mine and redo them because they were wrong. Um, I learned that that process and what you actually need to account for when you get started, because you don't know that when you start. You're just like, okay, I'm just gonna try this. Um, so yeah, I'm really glad I did this jam in particular because it allowed me to like actually understand how much is involved in a visual novel. Like timeline wise, it's like lower difficulty, but way higher like amount of everything. Especially if you're using like models to do your thing. I guess if you were doing hand drawn ones, you can just like use your previous one as the reference and make sure you just draw it the similar way the next time, or split your sprites so you have like arms changing, faces changing, and potentially like like one or two main poses. And then what they did in Doki Doki Literature Club is that they had just the different facial expressions that they swapped in and out, and then the either arm up, arm down for each side, um, and then that again for like a slightly different pose if it was like turn to the left or turn to the right. So like body direction, I guess. It's not about the finished products; it's about the journey. That's exactly right. So while I say, oh, it's not finished and blah 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 and all the rest of that, well, actually, like what I got out of this jam, which is what I want to get out of every game jam, is the process, going through the process and learning the things. So it was for that reason alone such a valuable experience, going through doing this process. And now if I want to go out and do another visual novel that's not a game jam, I mean, I can finish this one too. There's just no more story at the moment. I think that's all the stories in there that currently exist. But yeah, like if I wanted to do another one based on another story or another world or blah blah blah, like I now know what the process is, so I can save my time and heartache, essentially time and effort, on the parts of the process that are like, oh, okay, if you do this and account and control for this, that means when you go to put the assets in the game, you don't have to constantly resize and move everything around every time. So for that reason alone, is um, definitely valuable experience. Just Monica and Yuri. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So, anyways, that's my post mortem on my game. I had to drop all sound, blah blah blah. A couple of the last scenes have no background, and the last scene has no people. That's just how it is. But the story is coded in, so you can read it at least. So technically, the first full chapter is actually in there. Yeah. So that's I guess that's my postmortem on this one. Things I would do differently next time. Holy cow! I would just probably just do more work. Like just needing more time. Like just doing it on weekends and after work is even for a 2 week jam. I think I would have. I don't know. I could have picked a jam with a longer time frame, but 2 months is still a really long time frame. I guess just doing more of it more intensively. Um, if I wanted to get a full game out, focusing on doing a much shorter story, like a more like maybe the length of this one, again, but having the story completed within like that's a very short story. Like have a short story type visual novel instead of what was going to turn into a big epic branching thing, which in hindsight probably was um not ever achievable. But not knowing that going in, but no, now knowing that going in for the next one, I can like account for that and stuff like that. Um, it was playable. Yes, exactly. It was playable, and you got to read the story at least through to the end, if not with pictures and colors the whole way through. And it worked. So yeah. I think I've waffled on enough about our game. It's about the lessons that are learned. Yeah. So we can. Oh my gosh. We can pick a couple of games to just see what other people did. Um, we might do play in browser ones because I just need to not be doing downloading random things. Oh look, there's mine. There it is. That's the screenshot I used for it. That's like the thing. I took a screenshot of the game, and yeah, that's what happened. Oh, not everybody did screenshots. Ooh. Regency. What's this say? A protagonist is resourceful. Let's pick that one because that just looked interesting with the screenshots. Some do look a bit suspicious. I'm going to try and not pick any suspicious ones. Um, are there tags? We'll view the game page. Law. Oh, look, I love people who go to so much effort to put to make their game page look really nice. Um, all kinds of tokens. Oh my gosh. Oh, this looks complicated. Willpower. What? Oh, this is a real visual novel. This has got RPG elements and everything. Holy cow. Alright, here we go. Guys. Oh. Cap, can you grab that guy? Can you, take him back and shoot him? Thank you. Give thanks to your mods. Thanks. Awesome. Yeah, sorry, I thought you were doing that just as I said it. Cool. Oh, music! How good! You sleep soundly in your cozy four-poster bed. Wake up. Oh, how good! Oh, this is so polished. Look at this. How much polish does this have? This is... I feel ashamed even for my entry now. Nah, I'm kidding. Like I said, the point is not just to be oh, submit and win and be the best one. No, the point of this jam, at least for me in every jam, is to learn something and make something. And submit something. And if a few people enjoy it, that's just a bonus. And obviously with the view to get better. That's the point. Strapped all the time, but can't beware. Yeah. Cool. You sleep soundly. You wake up with a hangover from the night before. You stagger out of bed, ask your lady's maid to help with your corset, and stare out the window of your grand estate. It's in disrepair. Look at this picture. Isn't it beautiful? That's a lovely, lovely illustration. There was no way I was going to have time to do my own illustrations like that. If that good ever. Oh my gosh. It kind of looks a bit like the style. It looks very... I say very. It looks slightly Disney-esque. Or maybe it's just Western animation style, perhaps. Anyway, it's in disrepair, overgrown, nothing like what it used to be when the Burke family crest still meant something. Today, it's especially noticeable because of what your father told you last night. You tried to remember your conversation. Whoa! Shaky text! Wow! Oh, this is such an, dare I say, novel, visual novel. This is very cool. Oh, I missed reply. Because of that? What? Oh, I missed it. Sorry, sorry, Turbo Mouse. I'll see you later. Anyways, isn't this so good? This is awesome. Honey dearest, I didn't want to worry you with this, but it turns out those little debts I told you about are much larger than we expected. What do you mean? How much larger? About £15,000. That's more than our entire house is worth. Are you daft? Darling, you have to understand, I had such a wonderful streak going against the Duke, and he got that royal flush. Oh, gambling. Alright, stay here, Blind. What's done is done. How do we improve our situation? Well, we've sold off everything we can. We can't cut any more staff. Perhaps this is it, then. My foolishness has finally caught up with us. There is one way out. Darling, you know... Well, it's a bit hard to know who is talking is who. I guess it's just a back and forth. Promises. We need pounds, not promises. I know how to get them. We just have to find a suitable marriage. Oh, so you have to find a rich guy to marry to get you out of this terrible situation of having no money. Sit down at your parlor table and read over the news that your lady-in-waiting left you. You know most of the people in town, they gossip. They're foibles. Foibles! What a great word. Foibles. So my hydrates, I got water and things. And I still have my Pop-Tart that I'm eating. for my snacko. But for future snackos, if I finish my Pop-Tart, I'll let you know. Because I'm not sure if I'll open them or not. Oh, thank you. Alrighty. No. But which suitor to pursue? Lord Alfred Cavendish, the caddish son, the famous army general, Evelyn Rogers, the wealthy but woefully titleless lawyer. Wealthy but titleless would be a good match. No, only one suitor in this country town could possibly pay off your debts and preserve your royal reputation. Duke Edmund Plum, the man who purchased the Willowbrook estate last week. Sophisticated, respectable, of noble breeding, and absolutely loaded. It doesn't help that he's handsome too. It will make producing a valuable heir much easier. As the last remains of winter's chill depart from England's fair shores and begin to bloom the youth, the young, rich elite of England descend upon London's West End streets to find love. Well, those who haven't been married yet, like Edmund and his noble friends. I'm sorry, we're in London? I thought we were, like, in some estate somewhere. Okay, cool. If you want to save your home and yourself and have to take littles, go to London through any means. Oh, he's in London. Okay, she's not in London. That makes more sense. Is this my willpower? Oh my gosh, what's this? I've got a ring, some money, and some willpower. Well, that's all you need to get started, isn't it? This is a token. Token spawn is consequence of your choices. Some choices require certain tokens. Yep, that makes sense. So it's like a currency, but you can also generate it. This is an item that can be broken or sold. And that's just money. Okay, cool. That over there so I can still read. Our dear aunt, Lady Ethel Landon, has recently been diagnosed with a small case of hysteria. Okay. It has been decided you ought to keep her company, and she in turn will chaperone you during this marriage season, killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Cool. Oh. Oh. Hang on. You have the will to bring this to a good end for the name of your family. Edmund, you'll be mine soon. Ah, so if I click that, it was the only one. It was demonstrating, it's the tutorial, how to use a coin. Some choices are only available when you have the money to pay for them. Visit the pleasure garden. Let's visit the pleasure garden because we have some money. Right, I'll put this over here now. Oh! It also tells you about the person. A very elderly woman who loves going on about the past. Becoming a friend will allow you to name drop your dad and gain access to exclusive parties, maybe. Have their own favourite places. Cool. In one of the parks stands an elderly lady with an easel, painting a picture not too dissimilar from the park. Oh, she's painting a scene. What a splendid picture. Oh, thank you. It looks almost perfectly like the park. Only there's no fountain. Ah, it's because I'm not painting the park as it is today. Oh. Very much when it was looked when I was your age. I don't have any insight there. Or no. This will make Dora angry. Yeah, I bet. Okay, I'll just tell her to keep painting and enjoy her day. Let's walk in the park. So it's midday at the moment. In the evening, oh. We go to the theatre. Now we have no money. We spent all our money in one day. And no, look how polished this all is. Sound effects and music. And like... Rosalind is married but secretly pursuing an actor at the theatre. You can cover up their romance or snitch. Either has consequences. Wow. You decide to go to a show at the theatre. It costs a little money, and you sit down to enjoy a production on your own. It looks like a romantic drama, something saucy and scandalous, your favourite. Theodosa, it's been so long, where have you been? A blonde woman sends down the booth next to you, you swear that you've never seen her before. Right here, I suppose, you say, hoping your express of a complete unrecognition will save you. It doesn't. Rosalind reaches out to give you a warm embrace. Oh, it's been so long since we've seen each other, what have you been up to? You know why she's acting so overly friendly? I don't have any of these tokens, so... Aww. This definitely has replayability. Treachery! Ooh. William. Tainted by suspicion. Buttering him up. Oh. Indeed. Right for promotion. Joy feels... Oh, yeah. So she's just buttering him up. Which reminds me, and please do forgive me if you have the heart, but I still owe you some money. Ah, he gave me some money before my last... I never let grudges sit within my heart. You know that, William. Spread the good word. Cool. So I help out William, and it also gave me some money, and I got some finesse there. Should I sell this ring? The ring might be useful, though. I'll just walk in the park again. Dodders! Old Dodders is doddering around. Oh, come visit the opera. Nice. Yeah, let's do that. Oh, that was... What have you? I want to keep visiting the pleasure garden, because that just visits Dodders, I think. Yeah, it's a good steal, isn't it? Yeah, $10. Okay. Should I take a nap? Midday nap? No. I feel like I've gotten stuck here. Maybe I need to spend some money. Should I do the garden again, or do... Let's visit the garden in the evening. Ah. Oh! Winona Reinhardt. She's the wife of the owner of the pleasure garden and the mother of her daughter, Mary. She's the mother of her daughter. Well, fancy that. The owner's wealthy can be a play to buy 2 slices of orange cake. I wish I had insight. Cool. We got cake. Okay, in the park. Let's visit the garden in the midday. Oh, Lord Alfred Cavendish III! See the loaded one? No, he wasn't the... No, he's kind of like... A down in his luck lord, roughly in your social strata. He's friends with the Duke directly. He's known to be quite the Don Juan. But ultimately this stems from his want to be with Edmund and nobody else. Oh. Everyone, what are you doing here? Everyone in London, it's the season, yeah. He proudly hands you a sheet of paper. You're glancing over a love poem intended for Alfred's latest kiss. Alfred's fingers crossed into each other, his grin brightness. So, my darling Theodosa, what do you make of my spell? Will it be charming enough, or was Socrates right to point out the folly of those whose craft only imitates life? Ooh, that's a bit of finesse. Should I spend my finesse token? I believe it would behoove you to study the classics more. It's more lovely than the peonies around the peonies. Oh, it's more lovely around the peonies here themselves. Whatever. What do we reckon? The mother of the daughter, I never would have guessed. Surely, Hasberg. Oh, W Charisma. Yeah. Sure, but like. Okay. No, I don't have enough money to go to the opera. Should I go to the theatre again? I might run into that Chico and she'll be like, blah, blah, blah. Let's take a nap. Can't do that. Take another nap. It's the morning again. Let's walk in the park. There's nobody there. Everything costs money these days! I think this is just a commentary on life at the moment. Oh, a royal family. I getcha. He's meant to be like a Hasberg. I see. Do we go to the garden again? We walk in the park. There's nobody when there's free stuff. Oh, we'll go to the theatre, spend our money. Rosalind's there. Oh, is this going through... Is this going through this again? Ah, I can use my brain token here. Oh, cool. I got an insight. Hang on. This went through really quickly. Right here, I suppose. I see. Oh, I've been flourishing since I emerged from my exile, but it's been so long. You say, trying to summon tears of joy. It's been, almost 3 years since we won that ball together. Oh, yes, of course. Wasn't that a magnificent night? Naturally, you danced with every man there. And put away quite a bit of brandy, as I recall. Drank old Mr. Farley run out of the table. Oh, did I? You're drinking a lot then these days. That's probably why you can't remember. But I suppose it led to a suitable marriage, so it all worked out. She looks up to the side, adjusting her makeup. And how is your husband, you ask? Praying that she mentions his names. Grant is, well... Rosalind says, biting her lower lip. Let's not talk about silly old men. The play is about to start. The lights go down. Look carefully, she says. You might see him. Who? Walter Rudris, she says, sighing richly. My husband away from home. You wish, you say, smiling. It's a joke, right? She looks at you with anger in her face. No, my lover, don't you remember? My parents didn't want me to marry him, so we've been keeping it under wraps. Oh, of course, him, you cover your tracks. I suppose a part of me always hoped you would marry him. She sighs. Me too. You carry on rest of the night and give a big soppy up and promises to meet again at the end of it. It was an interesting experience. Cool. I'm running out of money. Let's visit the pleasure garden in the evening. It's Renona as well. Oh, there we go. Alfred is impressed by authoritarianism appearance. I've already got cake. Oh, cool. Now I've got somewhere to go. Hello, my name is Mary Reinhardt. I'm Winona's daughter. My mum says you could get me ready for my debut. What should I do? This might take some work. Well, what do you think would help you? Maybe I could change my style? What you need is more confidence. Yeah. I have things that will help you more than me. Okay, well, what does that mean? Should I give him more confidence? A haircut, sure. Ah, that's lovely. Yay! She lives in a carriage. She practically glows when she's happy. It gives you a boost of confidence as well. Nice, I got some willpower. Oh, I'm helping. So, invitation, we'll go and visit. Sure, the Queen will positively adore her. I don't have much money, but I have bought something else of value. It's an invitation. Oh, sweet! And some cake! I've got extra cake. Oh. Okay, what do I do now? Okay. Yes. Whoa, the scalper! What's this guy? A shady gentleman who can only be accessed through dark paths at night. He can get you a ticket into various events you don't have the approval for. Watch your pockets though, in darkness it can easily cost you twice. Oh. I've got a real garden party invitation. Oh my gosh! Ah, I can't believe this. I shouldn't have even gone down there in the first place. Yeah, $6 for a block of chocolate is insane. It is daylight robbery. Much like them stealing my coinage. I was going to visit the pleasure garden, and now it's like gone. And now I've got no money whatsoever. I shouldn't have used the thing. Bleh! Take a nap, take a nap, take a nap, walk in the park, go home. Take a nap, take a nap, take a nap, walk in the park, walk in the park. I'm stuck. I can't. He stole all my money. What do I do with this invitation now? Oh, wait, I can sell things. Okay, let's think about this. All right. Can I sell? 1 coin. How much does this sell for? 5 coins. Let's do one of these. Cavendish. Oh no! Oh no! I can only make him angry. Can I give him food? Nope. Okay, cool. I've got these tokens. Oh no. This is not going well. Ah! I'm gonna sell this last cake. There was nobody there! Ugh! Sell my ring. I've got nothing left. I can't sell the invitation. No! 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 I'm using up all my money and there's nobody anywhere. No! Ah, it's all over. Okay, I'll go down the... I didn't even have any money for you to steal! Whoa! Oh, this is the end for me. I can't do anything. I don't know how do I get to the garden party. I went to the pleasure garden and then nothing happened and then... Not even like Mr. Doomface so I could give him some insight for his something. I'm just gonna nap forever. Alright. That was really fun actually. That was, I know I played that for a while, but that was a really good fun. Can I, how do I, can I rate? You say this was really fun. What do we say? This was really fun. So much polish. And awesome story and art. Um, I don't know. I don't have any brain today, but it was really fun. Like, obviously, I played a lot of it, so it was obviously really fun. So I'm just gonna write that on there. Um, should I post it on this one? No, I think the thing that's gonna stick around is the actual game page. Like the submission page is like. Does it stick around? Oh, look. Uh, that's pretty cool. A couple of people worked on this one. That's awesome. Um, uh, yeah, there's nowhere to like rate, like to say, hey, I thought this was really good. I guess that's only for the ones that have the ratings enabled, which not all of them do. So that was a Josei Jam entry. We can pick a um Otome Jam entry as well. That was really good. I'm really glad we picked that one because that was super insanely polished. Um, Potion Panic. You're owner of a potion. Oh, I love that idea. Demo. Yeah, of course. Well, I mean, they're all demos. Well, I think they are. Wow. You're the owner of a small potion shop in small European fantasy town. You dumped your ex 1 year ago and you're finally over him that until you take a swig of love potion right in front of him, the only cure, fall in love with someone for real. But is that even possible when every cell is sell your soul to someone else? Swearing and alcohol references. Okay, so that's the only warning in this one. That is good. I am trying to, like, oh look, it's in ren'py. As is most of them would be. Come on. Not saying that every visual novel's built in ren'py, but like, it's the good one for a reason. Can I make it big? One moment. Oh, that's super polished. I would like to play it at full screen though. There we go. The old shortcut worked. Look at this. Look at the menu for the options. Like, how cool. I love it. Oh, and they've even like given like special things for the, oh man, I wish I had that much time to do any of the UI customization for mine. I did like, I want to say less than zero customization for my UI. I think I may have changed the color or set the color, and even then I'm not even sure that if I did that it was right at the beginning, so I don't even remember. So yeah. First pick a name for the protagonist. Oh, I love this. Oops, where did it go? Oh, it's over here. Who is the protagonist? I'm just gonna put my name, and I don't know which one is the protagonist. See, I put Y and F and M, so I knew like, yes. Oh, okay. So the reason they didn't have it is because you get to pick. That is nice. Yes, ready to go. That is very cool that they did that. I guess for mine, I had to have F and M because that's literally how the characters present on the screen, so. It's mid-morning. Normally my shop would be packed with adventures, stocking up for their journeys. Health potions, stamina, acid resistance, all of them would be typically flying off the shelves. But today it's practically empty. I don't think I've seen so many greater healing potions stay on the shelf for this long. Not since last year's festival, anyway. Oh, is that a bit loud? Guys, I think it's a bit loud. Let me just, turn that down a little. Is that still really loud? Just incredible. Oh, actually, I shouldn't have played with that. Let's, bring that back up. Let me just turn that one down. Is that good? Yep, cool. Awesome. I just don't want it to be, like, blasting you guys for, like, ever. Well. Oh, there's sounds for mousing over the thing. She'll turn that one down a little bit too. How good? How good? I just am blown away by the amount of polish. I mean, I know it's a 2-month jam and that I handicapped myself by not fully working on it for the two full months and doing it essentially by myself with the story provided and having to work full time. So, and lots of other things on the weekends too. So to be fair, this is what you can do with, I assume this is what you can do with like an actual dedicated making the thing. So I'm super impressed and this is super awesome that these guys have made these. Right, there have been a few people coming in, but they've been mostly nervous townsfolk in need of a courage person ask their crush to the festival. The only adventurer who's been here all day has been wandering around staring at the shelves for almost an hour now. Most of the time was spent hovering around the same set of potions. I better go check on him. I emerge from the counter and stand in front of magical energy. Hi, Phoenix. Can I help you find something? Phoenix flinches at the sound of my voice. Sorry, hi. Sorry, I should know better than to sneak up on you. He's faced some of the highest level monsters in the world without getting so much as a scratch. Just yesterday, he promised to swim in the vortex, the world's most treacherous waters, to recover someone's family heirlooms. And yet I scared him. It's fine. I should expect you to be in here. Your shop. Do you need something? That's something I should be asking you. Is there a specific potion you're looking for? No, just browsing, admiring your work, you know? It's just, you really made all these yourself? Everything except this knowledge potion. Brightly liquid. This was a gift from a visiting alchemy professor. What kind of knowledge does it give you? Mostly trivia about octopuses. Lol. This is cute. This is so fun. Unrelated, but do you know octopuses have 3 hearts? I didn't know that. Fascinating. I'd love to hear more. Really? I doubt you came to my shop to hear me recite octopus facts. Well, no, but I've always loved octopuses since I was a kid. Oh, I didn't realize ads were happening. Ads are happening right now. Take a hydration break. Right, yep. 45 seconds left. I'm sure it's nearly done. They're so cute in a weird, tentacly way. I didn't know they were such a huge passion of yours. They sure are. You have to have some octopus trivia of your own, right? Bet it makes mine look boring. Oh, about that. Not really an octopus fan. No, I love them. It's just I don't know that much about them is all. That's why I want to hear more from you. Right. It also told me they can change colour. It helps them blend in with their surroundings. Wow, is it any colour or are there limits? This is getting strange. He's never dragged a conversation out for this long before, nor has he ever lingered this long without buying anything. Makes me wonder. Are you stalling for something? His voice trembles even more than it did before. Stalling? What would I need to stall for? I don't know. Maybe there's something you want to ask me, but it's... My eyes drift to the red courage potion on the shelf right by his head. Nerve-wracking. He isn't. Is he? Like what? I don't want to be too hasty, but it's the most likely reason given what day it is. Like, say, asking me to the festival? The voice acting is on point. Yeah, okay. I'm trying. It's good when it's just 2 characters back and forthing in a casual manner like this. Like, I don't know. Some of the other ones were like, Lord Kevin just of the you know, like, he nearly drops the potion he's holding. What? It's just a guess. I could be wrong. You are wrong, I mean. I should have guessed. The odds we'd work out together are pretty low. I can't help feel the tiniest bit of disappointment. But, it's not because of you. You're very, he averts his gaze. I'm just not going to the festival, as all big parties aren't for me. I guess I can understand that. So if it's not the festival, what did you want to ask me about? Oh, well, How about some more octopus facts? Why don't you say it, okay? If it's really important, it's best just to get it over with. He sighs. You're right. Bracing himself, he extends a hand to the shelf behind him. He grabs onto a bottle of turquoise liquid and, eyes shut tight, holds it out to me. Can I buy this, please? A buoyancy? I lifted it out of his hands to get a better look at the label. Yep, a buoyancy. You're embarrassed about buying this? Aren't you swimming the vortex today? What's wrong with a little protection against drowning? It's not just that. You need to boost your swimming skills? Kind of? What do you mean, kind of? He stares at the wooden floor. I can't swim. Sorry, what was that? I can't swim! At all? At all. Phoenix, that's... I know, some adventurer I am, right? Wait, you can't swim, and you agreed to do that? Yeah, skill issue. Oh, yes, I finished my Pop-Tart. I'm gonna open... Hang on. Oh, this one's actually already open. I have... The snacko is sweet potato, sea salt chips, oh, and they are so good. The combo. Hold on. Yes. Oh yeah, that sweet potato is really nice. Alright. Wait, you can't swim, and you agreed to do that. No one else wanted to. And he looks so devastated. Listen. A buoyancy potion does two things. One, it makes you float more easily in the water to help prevent drowning. And two, it enhances your existing swimming ability. It's no substitute for actually learning to swim. So if you go out there and try to invest and navigate the vortex with this potion, sure, you'll be unlikely to drown. But you'll have a really hard time moving around. Oh, really? Yeah. And I think the best thing to do is to find someone else to get the heirlooms. He's silent for a few moments. You're probably right, but... Yes? Well, you know how festival time is. Most of the adventurers around here are taking the week off. That poor man went through so many people already, and I'm the only one who said yes. And those heirlooms are really important to him. I see. But they're heirlooms, right? Objects. It's not like anyone's lives are at stake. They'll still be there after the festival. He wanted to give them to his husband on the last day of the festival. Aww. This is a tough one. There's always other stuff he can give him, right? Why not talk to him about it? Help him come up with ideas? Maybe even help him search for someone else to get the heirlooms. I guess. I just don't want you to stress yourself out about this. Or venture into the vortex unprepared. I'll tell you what. Why don't you talk to him about other options? If you're still stuck, you can come back here and talk to me. I'd be happy to help you out. His eyebrows shoot up. Really? Of course. But you're so busy, you have to run the shop. True, but it's been a slow day. It's been slow today. Take a look around. You're the only one... The bell above the entrance ding-a-lings. Here. Another customer. I turned to the door, prepared to tell him I'll just be a minute, only for my blood to run cold. It's not just anyone creeping into my shop, cloak gently swishing from side to side. That's the last person I ever wanted to see here, or anywhere. He briefly makes eye contact with me and nods before stepping up to the counter. Well, you're gonna get like a dude. He drapes an arm over, leaning against it. His expression is unreadable as always. Even after our time together, I can never tell what he's thinking. Oh, hello, Ultra Shotgunner. Yo, it has been a while. You keep missing them. Well, they are only once a week, and you missed last week's because it didn't happen. Because I was away for the weekend, and then I just do not have time. I don't have any time to do midweek streams. So, that's what happens. Welcome. We are playing other people's, game jam entries. We have played one so far, and we also did a postmortem on my game, which is linked in the pinned chat if you'd like to play it for yourself. We're not actually playing through mine because, spoilers, get people a chance to actually play through it and blah, and talk about it later. Yeah, so, that's what we're doing. We're playing this one, which is an entry in the, Otome jam. So yeah. His expression is unreadable as always. Even after our time together, I can never tell what he's thinking. He could just be here to buy potion, but somehow I doubt it. Sorry, are you okay? I snap out of my thoughts and turn back to Phoenix. Yes, sorry, I got distracted. Where were we? You were offering to help me with the heirloom problem. Right. After you talk to the guy. I glance back over at him. As soon as my conversation with Phoenix is over, I'll have to interact with him. We can talk about it right now if you want. I'm sure you're really anxious about this, and I have time. We can go over as many ideas as you'd like. Sorry, I could be wrong, but it sounds like you're the one stalling now? I groaned. I am, aren't I? Phoenix offers a shy smile. Best to get it over with, right? As much as I'm dreading talking to him, I have to take my own advice. Right. See you around, Phoenix. Let me know how it goes. I will. Phoenix hurries over to the doorway. Just as he reaches it, he stops and he turns to me. And Saria? Yeah? I don't know what's going on, but, good luck. I smile at him. Thank you. I wave goodbye, and soon he's gone. Now there's no one left to distract me. It's just me and him. I first met him in the tavern. Ooh, flashback time! This was, wow, almost 2 years ago now. I was over there with some friends, sitting at the bar, talking about, I don't remember what, when suddenly he appears across from me on the other side of the counter. He introduced himself as Timothy, and he told me he was new in town, training to be a bartender. I don't want to say it was love at first sight. I don't believe in that nonsense. But he did captivate me from the beginning. Part of it was his supposed background. I couldn't help but wonder what sort of person would travel all the way here just for bartending. Admittedly, though, it wasn't just that. It certainly helped that he was charming and charismatic and handsome. I mean, I guess. No. The sprite looks very good. It's just like the type of handsome that they're talking about. Timothy. He even had a way of making me feel like we were the only two people in that crowded tavern. Talking to him felt effortless, and everything I learned about him only drew me in more. When it came time to go home, he asked me to come visit him again. So I did. Over and over and over. And from there, we only grew closer to the point that by the time we'd known each other for 6 months, I think I love you. I'm sorry, dear, what was that? Nothing. We were doing end-of-day cleanup at the potion shop one night. My eyes had been glued to him as he carefully arranged the potions on the shelves, bringing them up close to his face and inspecting them one by one. He was so gentle with them, as if the containers were somehow more fragile than the glass they were made out of. Until I spoke up, his focus on his task had been unbroken, but now I had his undivided attention. He put the bottle down as he smirked at me. Oh, come now, dear, you obviously said something. Well, yeah, but it's not important. Of course it is. Like the name here. He ran a gloved finger along my jaw. Everything you have to say of the utmost importance. I let out a chuckle. No, it's not, Timmy. Yes, it is. Oh, please, would you tell me, my precious? I could never say no to that face. Alright, fine. I love you, okay? For the first time since I'd met him, he didn't have an immediate response to something I said. He just stared with those blank eyes of his, cocky smile flattened into a line. I know I messed up, hadn't I? Too soon? Oh, no, I was just taking it back, is all. He grabbed my hands in his. That confident demeanor was back in seconds. I didn't expect you to be the first one to say it. Wait, do you mean? I do. I love you too, my dear. It surprised me how good it felt to hear those words. As the months went on, things only felt better. As we approached the first anniversary of the day we met, I was starting to wonder if we'd be together for the rest of our lives. Oh, how wrong I was. It was about 11 months after our first meeting. He had to clean up after the tavern closed, so I was waiting outside for him. We were planning to walk to my house together once he was finished. But as for a simple cleanup, it was taking an awful long time. I was starting to worry about him. So I opened the door and stepped inside the tavern. And that's when I heard the words that knocked me off cloud 9. Are you serious? What has it been, a year? Not yet. But almost. It's almost been a year. Who takes that long to seduce one formula out of someone? Patience, friends. I just need a bit more time and I'll have that formula for you. How much more time? Another month should do it. Another month? We've extended your deadline 3 times already. Because it's necessary. No one would trust anyone with such a dangerous recipe immediately. Yeah, but after 11 months? What, are you gonna marry the alchemist so you can get your hands on one of her potions? Alchemist. Whoa, what's happening? Yeah, they have the the potion bottles have the game functions on them. How good, how good. It's such good polish on this game. And really beautiful background art too. I meant to point that out before. And all the artwork actually just gorgeous. And the story is so like casual relatable. I don't, not casual relatable, but like the language is really easy to read. I think it's very well written, even if I stumble over my words sometimes. Thank you for the water. Hydrate. Okay. Me? What? I hid within the doorway so as not to be seen. As alarmed as I was, I do like to give the benefit of the doubt in these cases. It was still possible this was all a misunderstanding. Maybe they're playing some strange role-playing game. So I kept listening. The rest of the conversation confirmed my worst fear. My entire relationship with Timmy was a lie. His name wasn't even really Timothy. He hadn't come here to be a bartender either. He was Reuben, rogue for hire. He'd initially acted interested in me and encouraged my interest in return because of a mission to be given by his current client. A guild that specialized in information and would sell it to anyone who'd pay. What were they after? What were they after? The formula I'd written for an undeath potion. A potion which could bring living creatures back from the... That would be a pretty potent potion. A Reuben sandwich. Okay. He's the sandwich guy. A potion which, after testing it and witnessing horrifying results, I promised never to use again and let no one have any... Okay, so it's not really good. Like, it's an undead potion, not an unalive potion. It's not a real live potion. It's not a resurrection potion. It's an undead potion by the sound of it. A potion which was apparently enough to break my heart over. Naturally, the news ruined me. What came next was difficult, to say the least. He'd ingrained himself so deeply into my life that ripping it out would be a long, painful process, but I knew what I had to do. I stood right outside the entrance and waited for him. The minute he emerged, "Thank you so much for waiting, my precious. You know how sticky those cocktails..." Whoop! Whoop, I scrolled too far. We're through, Timothy. Or should I say Reuben. First he pretended not to know what I was talking about. Then he tried to explain it all the way with a lie. I made it clear, however, that I'd hurt too much for there to be any other explanation. Not to be defeated yet, he still had one more trick up his sleeve. He swore that while it was a lie in the beginning, he had come to really love me over time, that he didn't care about the potion anymore. Oh yeah? Then why didn't you march back in there and tell them you failed? For the second time I met him, he didn't have immediate response to something I said. That's what I thought. We eventually worked out an agreement. I wouldn't tell anyone I'd heard that night, and he'd leave me alone. He would even give the guild a fake formula so they'd think he'd succeeded. It would ensure they wouldn't find some other way to get the undeath formula from me. The next day I wrote up the decoy. That afternoon I gave it to him, then he left town, and I was single once more. And single, to put it bluntly, a mess. I spent an embarrassing long time holed up in my bedroom. I went out and got drunk. And I couldn't even run the shop anymore, not on my own. Every time I picked up a potion, I'd be flooded with memories of the two of us together. For a good 2 months, my friends had to help me out, including Anko, who had his own shop to run. I wanted this hopeless era of my life to end as soon as possible. I was desperate to get over him. I nearly resorted to a drastic measure, but in the end, it took a while. I couldn't say it was completely over. I was completely over him until, well, now. Just when I thought he was out of my life for good, here he is, coming back to haunt me. There's a lot of emotion swelling within me at the moment, but I say the strongest one is anger. Yeah, be angry. Honestly, how dare he? This man wasted a year of my life and ruined another. He played with my heart like it was a putty potion, chewed it, spit it out, and stomped on it. Now he thinks he can show his face here around again. His face around here again. Yeah, this plot is good. Reuben steps away from the counter and towards me. I hold up a finger, indicating for him to wait there. Ah, the little sound effects. The floorboards creak beneath my stomping feet as I make my way behind the counter. But instead of facing him, I turn to the cabinet fixed to the back wall. That's where I keep my collection of potions for my own use. I open up the cabinet and, thinking quickly, I reach for the perfect concoction to calm me down. Serenity. It's meant for adventurers who get hit with a rage spell, but it also works for everyday situations. Any feelings of anger you hold will dissipate and calm will wash over you. Exactly what I need to keep from exploding in front of him. I close my eyes and take a big gulp, and still with my eyes closed I slowly turn around, and all the muscles in my body are tensed as if to hold in a blazing inferno. Blazing inferno. How can I help you? Hello, Saria. It's been quite a while. Alright, I can't keep my eyes closed forever. I open them in the count of 3. 1, 2... Whoa! That's the SpongeBob meme right there. Handsome face. Yeah. Whoa. Did he get a makeup last time I saw him? A makeover from the gods? Or maybe he was this gorgeous the whole time and I just never saw it. Those mysterious eyes, the gentle ribbons of hair flaming his face and his voice. It's so musical in quality, I can't possibly make out what he's saying, but I should try. I want to hang on to his every word. So I was wondering if there's any possible way I could make it up to you? Make what up to me? What could he have to apologize for? Being perfect? Sweeping me off my feet? Wait, no, I remember. I think... No, the damage is done already. What? I didn't do any... That's not what I said! Ah, what a turnaround! You don't really believe that, do I? No, I don't. What's going on here? This is the man who ground my heart into pieces just as he's in a potion form. I have no reason to fawn over him, except maybe that he's handsome and confident and driven and diligent and patient and charming and wonderful and stunning and... Ah! What could be causing this? It has to be something besides my own desperation. At that thought, a memory turns into me full force. I was toiling away my alchemy workshop into the wee hours of the night, and my face reflected in a vat of hot pink liquid. It was a month and a half after we broke up, and I was already sick of missing him. I tried to drink away the pain with it. One night, when I got home from the tavern, an idea came to me. What's the quickest way to get over someone? Fall for someone else. And the quickest way to do it? A love potion. That's right. I prepared a potion to make you head over heels and obsessed with the first person you either see or touch, whichever comes first. If I was any less drunk, I would have known this is a horrible idea. The only antidote to a love potion is to really fall in love with someone. Not necessarily the potion you made fall for, but someone. You have to experience real love while being engulfed by a blaze of artificial passion, and I was so desperate to move on to someone new, anyone but him, that I thought I could do that. I figured that all I needed was a boost from the love potion, then true feelings would naturally follow. I really thought it would be that easy. I got as far as brewing the potion and bottling that. That all was left was to find the love of life. I was middle of stumbling back to my tavern when... I raised my hands to defend myself, but it was a pitiful attempt with how drunk I was. Anchor caught them easily. In the process, he grabbed the bottle of freshly brewed potion in my hand. What's this? Are you making delivery? Don't usually do these late. Is it an emergency? Yeah, I love a love problem. Why are you up this late, buddy pal? Oh, that's right, she's drunk. Working on a custom sword I'm making for a customer. No matter what I do, I just can't get it right. This is the 3rd time I've had to redo it. I'm sure it's fine. You're the best blacksmith in the whole world. I doubt I'm the best in the world, but thank you. Still, you're pretty good. I am, but the only reason I'm this good is to make sure everything I sell is up to my standards. If I'm not happy with it, it's not leaving my shop. Well, maybe go lower your standards. You work too hard, buddy. Yes, you've told me that before. I can't compromise on quality. If the sword breaks in the middle of... Sorry. He caught me in time before I collapsed under the ground. What's going on? Are you drunk? Just a little. Doesn't sound like a little to me. I only had... I counted my fingers. 1, 2... Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Did that one count? Anchor shook his head. Come on, Saria. He wrapped an arm around my neck and led me to a nearby bench. We both sat down. Thanks, pal. Love you. I love you too, Saria, which is why I'm very worried about you. Why you've been drinking so much lately? I miss Timmy. I don't want to miss him anymore. I understand, but destroying yourself won't help with that. Yeah, handsome Squidward, that's the one. The SpongeBob meme. L for alcohol, yeah. No, but this will. I proudly thrust the love potion in front of his face, still unaware what a terrible decision I was about to make. What's that? Love potion number... Love potion! Makes you fall in love with the first person you see. You're not gonna make someone fall in love with you, are you? What? No, I wouldn't. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna use it on myself. You're gonna make yourself fall in love with someone. That's right. That doesn't sound much better. Why not? It goes away once you really love them. I just need a little boost is all. And then I'll get to know them, and they'll be just my type, and we'll be together forever. It's the perfect plan. Not sure about that. What do you mean? Well, for one, wouldn't you be doing exactly what that guy did to you? No, I'm not gonna lie to them. I agreed not to tell anyone the details of what happened with Ruben, but I figured there was no harm in giving Anchor the gist. Except you kinda would be, wouldn't you? Instead of using the whole using you thing.
Capitalism still seems a bit like a skill issue, not gonna lie.
Well, what? Which is the skill issue? The guy I didn't know where we were up to in the story when you sent that. Sorry. Oh, go back one. Oh, what do you mean? Except you kind of would be, wouldn't you? Instead of the whole using you thing, he said he only liked you because of a potion. Oh, I get what you're saying. I just need to tell him about the potion up right away. Sorry, that's not what I'm saying. It's not, but it's a good idea. I just tell them what I'm doing, and they'll probably run away from me. This is a bad idea, isn't it? Understatement of the century. I stayed in Anka's house that night. He didn't want to leave me alone in my drunken state. If he hadn't stopped me, I would have been in hot water that night. But he did, and now, oh no. Mounting dread creeps up my spine as I sneak a glance at the bottle in my hand. It's empty, save for a few drops of hot pink liquid. On the label, in barely legible scroll, it reads, "Love." Even added a few hearts for good measure. Oh, why didn't I throw this out the night I made it, or any time after? If I did, I wouldn't be in this mess. But nope, I just drank a whole bottle of love potion. The first person I saw was him. Is something the matter? You look terrified. Oh, yes. Let me tell him I'm now magically obsessed with him. That'll go over well. If I think for 1 second that he wouldn't use that to take advantage of me, I learn nothing from my experience with him. He's worried about me. Such a sweetheart. I have to get away. Oh! What? What? What happened? Panic! Potion disappeared, now panic! Ah! Let me, was that the end of the game? Or is that how it... Ah! Whoa, music's way up. Ah! Load? Oh, I didn't save it all. Oh dear. Oops. Ugh. Time to go through and find where we got up to. Run the game on itch. Oh, most games you can run on itch. As in that's where you can that's where you usually host them for game jams, like generally. The big ones, if they're not, I mean, some of them are. If they can't, well, I say big ones, but like you can upload whatever. Some of them you can't. Like if you the way you build it, it has to be downloaded. So there's some that you have to just link and then download. But generally speaking, a lot of the if you build it for browser, you can run it on itch. It's pretty good. That's how we always do ours for the game jams. So that dialogue tree was gonna happen one way or another. Here we go, and this is Anchor. If it breaks in the same spot. Game jams happen literally constantly. You just pick the one you want to be a part of. So the big ones that I like to be a part of. So this is the Otome jam. Let me... oh, hang on. I'm doing a thing in 1 minute. But as soon as I've gotten through... Oh, hang on. We're back to where we were. Hold on. Whoa. No. Go back. There we go. Okay, so we just, like, something happened there. No, I've done heaps and heaps of game jams. Oh, sorry, are you talking about the second... So game jams... Okay, hold on. There we go. If I go to itch.io... Or are you talking about the Josei jam in particular for, like, the visual novel ones? Because that seems to be once a year. Oh, for this year. Yeah. Third one for this year that I've done. So, oh, here we go. So, feature jams are probably a good way to talk about these. So, game jams that I like participating in. My very first game jam was a Kenny jam. And I had so much fun that I wanted to do it again. I did that back in, like, 20-something. So I've done Kenny jam before. I'm going to participate in GMTK Game Jam for the first time this year in August. Starts in a month, so that starts in August. I'm going to do that one. It's a week-long jam. This will be the first time I'm participating in this one, because it's generally a pretty big jam. It is already 16k. Kitty Jam's usually a little bit smaller, and that's why we joined that one for the first one, because it was, like, smaller. Other ones that I participated in previously are... Oh, which aren't on itch.io, I think, is, Ludum Dare. Ludum Dare Jam is twice a year. Usually that's about April for one and October for the other. I think, roughly. So I've done those ones before. They're pretty big game jams, but, like, have a look. Like, there's literally so many different jams. Like, they're not all of them as big as all of the other ones, but the ones I mentioned are, like, sort of bigger kind of ones. The Otome and the Josei jams, probably one of the smaller ones I've entered into before. So, if I go to submissions, you can see there's, like, total submissions are... 83 entries here, and about 100 entries here. A lot of these are probably cross-posted, you can see. Like, if you make one, it sort of fits in the... Like, if you make an Otome, it's generally submissible to the Josei jam, and or vice versa sometimes. Not necessarily, but often. So, this is one of the smaller ones, but it's like a visual novel jam that I'd never done a visual novel jam before, so it was a new one for me. But yeah, like, there's so many different types of jams. You could just... This is just, like, a couple of months worth up to September. So there's a Godot jam. There's, like, Finish That Game jam. Oh, there's Josei After Dark, which is a different one. That's the 18+ one of this one. Specifically, there's a one-page RPG jam, Russian horror jam. Kenny Jam's over here. You can see Kenny Jam sitting in there. Which I won't be doing because it... No time. Got stuff to do. And it's only 48-hour jam, the Kenny Jam one. It's a very, very short one. Which is fun. But, you know. Chip Tone Jam. There's so many different ones you can choose. Yeah, exactly. So a demo of the game. It could be a fully finished game, but most game jams are, like, a limited amount of time, so that basically it's like, you know how, like, musicians jam? And they're like, oh, we're just jamming, we're just making up stuff, we're not composing necessarily, although you can be. You're kind of like just jamming. You're just jamming out. So, that is, that's what the jams are for. Like, I know what I do game jams for. You just get together and you make something and you, like, mostly it's usually a demo or a prototype. Generally speaking, the interesting term is vertical slice. You're practicing making a vertical slice for your game. It's kind of like making the pilot for your, like, TV series or whatever. Essentially, you want to slice down the middle and show roughly the essence of your game and what it's going to be. So in a visual novel, it might be the first chapter. You could put a whole one in there, but clearly, like, some way along the line, I realized you couldn't actually do an entire one, so I don't know why I thought scoping was a problem for me. But as you do more jams, you realize, like, what the scope needs to be, so you don't over scope, and then you can say, hey, later on, if we want to, then you can take your prototype, work on it more, and then release it for paid money if you want to. That's, like, the beauty of a jam is to, like, give you a little bit of restriction so that you can crunch down your creativity and pack it into a nice little ball and, like, throw it. That didn't make any sense, but, like, it's a catalyst is what I'm trying to say. It's a catalyst, it's a crucible to actually, like, to spark your creativity by just giving you a couple of limitations, whether it's a little bit of it's time limitation, or it's a theme limitation, or it's a genre limitation, and it helps spark the creativity so that you go, oh man, I've got now just working on this, and now I'm just going to, or it gives me the motivation to, like, I had this idea, but I'm going to put it into paper, and it'll be great for this jam. Because some of them are, you know, like, really generic, and some of them are really specific, and everything in between. So different jams for different reasons. But I swear, I can't see one here now, but I've definitely seen, like, just finish it jam and stuff like that. It's like, get your game and just finish it. Whatever you're working on, just go in and just do the thing. Usually smaller type games, of course, but yeah. I hope I explained game jams really... I probably didn't, but I hope it gives you a better idea of, like, you can see anyone can create a jam on itch.io, like, anyone, and you can join or not join as you feel free to, like, if it vibes with what you want to do. It's like, there's 10 people in this jam, and that's fine. Like, those 10 people are going to be, like, submit, and then people, like, who are also doing the jam, finish the jam, and then you play other people's. It's all, like, a community-based thing. Like, majority of these jams, I presume, don't have any prizes or thing. It's just bragging rights and prestige, mainly, if that, and you're just like, no. Even for me, it's just... And I say this is for me. Everybody else's experience is different. But for me, it's about, like, doing the thing. It's the process of going through and creating the thing. And, like, like, before this, I kind of had around the edges of, like, oh, yeah, I should learn how to do a visual novel at some point, but I don't know what I'd do, what kind of story it would be, or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Like, I was sort of drifting in the wind of, I think I'd like to learn that one day. And that idea is just floating around. And then I saw this jam, and it went, okay, Otome's a specific type. It's a specific visual novel. Okay, what do I use to build a visual novel? Okay, use ren'py, learn how to use ren'py. You know, and that gives a framework for the story. I asked someone, hey, can you write a story that fits in the theme of Otome and Josei? And they were like, and Maz was like, yeah, I can do that. And then it happened. Like, then the rest of the game follows. It's that spark of the thing to make you sit down and actually do the thing. That I really enjoy about jams. That's why I like game jams in particular. Of course, you know, doing more of the just working on the thing and creating a finished product thing outside of a jam is the thing I need to work on. But, like, at the moment, putting some mechanisms into place so I can do more of that, which would be really cool. But that won't be for a couple of months. But that being said, I really enjoy participating in jams. So it's really good. The good and bad feedback. Exactly. So that's, like, another whole side of things. Like, if you create a thing, you go, hey, I really like to know what you did and you didn't enjoy about this. Because I always... Oops. Hydrate. Hold on. Because the point of... Another good point about doing a game jam is, you get that feedback that the people you know and are comfortable showing it to would not necessarily tell you. Be like, oh yeah, it was really good. And then that's, like, unless they had anything specific, like, people who also have submitted a game in the same game jam of you are a unique subset of people that you feel comfortable showing your game to, because, like, they're a stranger and they don't know you, so they're not gonna necessarily just say whatever. But on the other hand, they have the context of like, oh yeah, I know exactly how hard it is to make this because I did it. So they've got the context of like, obviously, like, oh, I can't believe like there's no sound in this, and be like, oh, they didn't get time to do the sound because sometimes you have to cut things from your game. Like an average player who doesn't know how game jams work and stuff like that, just playing it, like handing it out to the masses wouldn't work in the same way that handing it out to people you know may or not work. I mean, still giving it to friends and family who you trust to give good feedback would be fine, but the point is like it's a subset of group of people who also did the same thing you did in the same amount of time, and therefore can give the appropriate level of feedback based on like, of the bits that you did manage to complete, I enjoyed these parts of it, or like, hey, you did this, but I reckon if you did this, this would be even better. Things that could be improved, or like, the great one that I see a lot, and I also give a lot of feedback on in other game jams, is, hey, I love this, and I would love to see more of it, and what I'd love to see more of is this specific things. It's like, I'd love if there were more levels, I'd love if there were more characters, I'd love if there was more everything, and like, oh, you could, and ideas of like, oh, for a second thing, you could also do this, and you could also add this perhaps, and some quality of life change, you could do this, make it do this, and something. Usually other people have made the same comments, but like, they're like, yeah, I realized that afterwards, and sometimes it's like, yep, I thought of that, and was like, oh no, that's a really great idea. So you also get ideas for building on your game if you want to continue working on it as well. So there's so many different reasons why a concentrated amount of time for a game jam, as opposed to just generally working on a game for like 3 years, is like a really good concentrated way of getting a game idea started, so you can have that and see if it's what you want to continue working on or not, in a safe environment, but in an environment that makes sense to get feedback from the right kind of people, which is the people who did exactly what you did, so that they can give the right level of feedback. So it's really good, I think. Thank you for the hydration thingy. So that's game jams in a, I can't say in a nutshell, more like in a huge watermelon rind, but whatever. That's why I like doing game jams. Anyways, oh yes, let me tell him I'm now magically obsessed with him. That'll go over well. Yes, no problem at all. I know game jams are like when I was told about, it's like, what's a game jam? Do you make jam? Like, what's it? What? I didn't get it either when I was first told about it, but having experienced quite a few now for the several years, it's, I get it. I get why you would do this. Like, why would you just put out game demos for free and, like, may or may not work on them? Like, I get it. It's like a creative forge. It's really good. Anyways, if I think for 1 second that he wouldn't use that to take advantage of me, I've learned nothing from my experience with him. But he's worried about me. Such a sweetheart. She's gonna have, like, bipolar, like, on the one hand, she loves him because of the potion, and on the other hand, she's like, no, wait, I hate his guts. This is awesome. This is such, I know I read the synopsis of the story and this is what happened, but like the execution, mwah, chef's kiss, beautiful, just beautiful. Bit worried about that overload error that I got earlier, but that's probably because I'm in opera, potentially, I don't know. I have to get away. No, I'm fine. I don't have to talk right now because I'm critically low on revives. Let me go make some more. I make a dash for the door for the alchemy workshop. No, you aren't. I turn around and he's already caught up to me. There's dozens of them all over on that shelf. Aw, he remembered what my revives look like. What am I talking about? Everyone knows what a revive looks like. Why didn't I pick a more excuse potion to be out of? Why is he so close? I stumble back, eager to put some distance between us. Oh, I guess there are. I didn't notice. You're normally quite good at keeping track of inventory. Something isn't right. What are you talking about? I'm perfectly okay. He shakes his head. I don't believe you. Well, I guess I'm a bit nervous. You're here after all, and you destroyed my whole year of my life. It's only natural I dreaded talking to you. Oh, she says that inside voice. Most people in my position wouldn't be 100% thrilled to see you. I suppose that makes sense. So you prefer not to be in my presence after what I've done, is that it? No, I mean, probably? If that's true, why are you touching my face? Why am I... Yeah! He's right! At some point during our conversation, I reached out and started caressing his cheek. How? Why didn't I notice? I yanked back my hand. Sorry! To avoid a repeat of that incident, I clasped my hands tightly together. I make a dash towards the back. I make a dash back towards the front of the shop so I have more room to move around. Listen, I just need some time to myself. Alright, if you say so. Great. Thank you so much for understanding. Door's this way. Maybe later we can... But... I freeze. I'm still stretched to the door. But are you sure you should be left alone in your condition? He has a point. Maybe I should let him stay. It's so sweet of him to care. No, self. He does not care about me. Stop that. Condition? What do you mean? I'm just a little stressed is all. Nothing a quick walk outside can't fix. It seems to me it's more than that. Is he onto me? Are you? I look at the bottle in my hand. Am I covering the label? Not feeling well? It takes a few seconds before what he said registers. Oh, you're asking if I'm sick. And judging by the potion bottle you're carrying, it's most likely the magical sort of ailment. Am I correct? I'm not sure how to respond. He's not wrong, but does he know more than he's letting on? He sighs. I know you don't want me, of all people, telling you what to do. However, if you're not feeling well, it's not good for your health to continue to run the shop. If you'd like, I could take you back to the inn with me, and the inn? Which has bedrooms in it? Just the two of us? Maybe he'll want to sleep over, stay the night with him in his room, and maybe there'll only be one bed. And there was only one bed. Random tropes. The possibility of it flashes through my mind. These sheets are paper thin. Is there extra blanket somewhere in this closet? I'm afraid there isn't, my dear. This is her in her head, obviously. But I'm so cold. Do you think you can come closer? Certainly. No! No! I'm not saying yes to him, but it's so tempting. That scenario probably wouldn't happen anyway. And that's a good thing. Not something I should be disappointed about. I mean it this time. I do really love you. Ah! Get out! Get out of my head! Come on, I have something to... I have to say something. Say no to his offer. 3 words. No thank you. That's it. First word. First word. Why can't I... Ding. Someone's here, thank goodness. Uncle. Hi, Sarah. Saw someone go in and wanted to make sure you're okay. I couldn't ask for better luck. Don't get me wrong. I would have been happy to see anyone walk through that door. But Anchor is 1, my best friend, and 2, very reliable when it comes to sticky situations, especially in the shop. He's been helping out with large crowds since I started selling potions, and of course I've gone across the street to help him and his army plenty of times in return. He's my best shot at his escape, so I rushed to the front entrance and stopped right next to him. Whoa. The voices in my head. Anchor, I'm so sorry, I totally forgot. Was I supposed to help you polish the armor today, wasn't I? Oh, thank you for the hydrate. Definitely lots of talking in these visual novels. I think we might have to be done after this one. We played one of each of the Game Jam games, so, you know. Otherwise I'm gonna run out of voice. What's a good song? Oh, the background music is really... Everything about this game is super polished. It's so good. Anchor, I'm so sorry. I totally forgot. I was supposed to help you polish the armor today, wasn't I? Oh, which song? I actually don't know what song we're talking about. I just randomly... Oh, how does it go? What song is it? I just, like, sung a line. And maybe I know it. Maybe that's what I was channeling. But I honestly don't actually know. Okay. You gotta Google it? I don't know. You're gonna have to tell me the name and who it's by so I can look it up. He raised an eyebrow. I don't blame him for being confused. We polished everything yesterday, but I tilt my head towards Ruben, and then he nods. Yeah, I've been waiting for you for half an hour. Thought you might be busy and decided to come in and see if you needed help with anything. Nope, just forgot. Ready to get started? I sure am. I cling onto his arm as we make our way to the door. We're right on the threshold when... Wait a moment. I don't turn around to look at him. Look at him seems to feed the potion. We really need to do this if you don't mind. I do mind. First of all, as he said as soon as he entered the shop that he came in because of me. Clearly intending to butt in on a conversation he doesn't belong in. I came to check on Sarah. That's it. You don't exactly have the best track record with her. You don't think I know that? For your information, I came here to apologize, and from the sound of it, you have time, so it's time for you to go. Oh, but from the sound of it you have, so it's time for you to go. Right. I'm not leaving till I hear from Sarah. Please talk to me. Do I hint of genuine emotion in there? From him? He's opening up to me. I mean, so what if he is? I realize I've been leaning towards him and grab back onto Anchor's arm to stop myself. I can't, sorry. Let's go, Anchor. Sorry. He maneuvers us around and blocks our path. Look, it's obvious you're trying to avoid me. I don't exactly blame you, but I'm very worried about you, and I'd like to ensure you get the care you need. Will you let me? Thank you, I appreciate you so... I stopped myself before I can finish the sentence, but I'm good. Whatever's going on, I can handle it. What care is he talking about? Are you alright? I'll explain later. Ruben, the only reason you want to talk to me, right? Because you're worried about me? If so, don't be. I'll be fine. I suppose that isn't the only reason. It's very frustrating for you to be so evasive. I came because I wanted to see if there was any possibility I could make up for what I've done, how much I've hurt you. I wanted to see if I still had a chance to make things right, that is. And I still don't know the answer to my question, so please tell me how you feel. Be honest with me. Like you were so honest with me? He grimaces. I know. There's no need to taunt me with it. All I ask is if this is really it. And if you never want me to see again, that's alright. I accept it. But please just say it. Don't run away and make excuses. Just tell me you never want to see me again. And I'll promise I'll leave you alone for good. Really? Really? Yes! I've an out. One sentence out of my mouth, and that's one less problem to tackle. My potion predicament will be that much easier. All I have to do is say it. Ruben, I never want to see you again. That's my line. Here I go. I focus my gaze on a spot on the wall so I can concentrate. Ruben. Yes, go on. Ruben, I push on the words with all my might, but they won't budge. Every time I get close, I'm bombarded with longing adoration and the consequences of losing him for good. Memories of us together, the warmth he showed me today, our future together, they all form an anvil that hangs threateningly over my heart, ready to crush it as soon as I get the words out. But it's all an illusion. I won't let it win. I strengthen my resolve. Ruben, I never want to... I make the mistake of looking at him as I say it. He's so sad, so heartbroken. I want to give him a hug and tell him I'll love him forever. But there's no way I can let myself do that. I'm probably just projecting these emotions onto him anyway. Who knows what he's really thinking? Come on, one more time. I never want to sit. Anchor puts a hand on my shoulder. How about you take a break before you bump a blood vessel? But I have to tell him. I have to tell him that I never want to live without him. No! Maybe you could talk to him after you calm down? It's not very busy at the armory today. I can take you there and let you cool off as long as you need to. Oh yes, because when I'm ill, I polish heavy armor to make me feel better. To feel better. Oh, he's sarcastic too. I see. Triple I see. What are we seeing? What are we all seeing here? What's going on? Are you really sick, Saria? Obviously, as her best friend, you of all people should be able to tell. Unlike you, I prefer to communicate with people, not just guess at how they feel based on looking at them. Reading expressions and body language is essential in my line of work. What, pretending to be an obnoxious bartender so you can break people's hearts? I was perfectly charming as Timothy. You just didn't like me. I don't have time for this. Sorry, do you want to come with me? It'd be far better for your recovery if you came to the inn with me. Why? Because the inn has beds? I shake off that pesky fantasy of cuddling with him. Anchor's house is right behind his shop. I can rest there if I need to. That's not it. Although, I would welcome you into my room anytime. Why did he have to say that? Now the fantasy is back in full force. Let it smug little smile. Like, come on. You should accompany me to the inn because I know someone there who can help you. This I can't ignore. Who? Dr. Quartz. A snacker! I have another chip. Oh. Uh-oh. Where did it go? Magical disappearing chip. Oh, it seriously just vanished. Oh, here it is. Right. And hydration. Dr. Quartz, she's this doctor who specializes in magical ailments, including those caused by spells and potions. Did you say potions? She has a wealth of knowledge unknown to the general public, and she even searches for remedies herself. And she happens to be staying in this town at the same time I am. I'm sure you're familiar with the umbrella potion. Of course. What's the umbrella potion? It's this potion that repels droplets of rain so you can stay dry even in a downpour. But if you drink too much of it, it repels any type of water, including drinking water. The only way you can stay hydrated is by using intravenous liquids are not fun. Okay. Am I streaming tomorrow? No, tomorrow is not a, I used my, last weekend was a long weekend for me, so I already had my Monday off last week. So I won't be streaming tomorrow, unfortunately, sorry. Next Sunday, though, I should be. So, yeah. The only way you can stay hydrated is using a needle. Ouch. Ouch is right. Thankfully, people stopped using it once they figured that out, but there's still no known cure. No known cure recently until Dr. Quartz found one. Are you serious? I am. She was able to devise a potion to neutralize the effects, really, and no weird side effects. None at all. People have been scratching their heads at the umbrella problem for years. If Dr. Quartz can find a cure for that, maybe, just maybe, she could have exactly what I need. Ruben shoots a triumphant grin at Anchor. See, I knew I was right. I never said you weren't. Good? If I go with Ruben to the inn, I'll have a shot at you in the potion without having to... Oh, excuse me. Without having to fall in love with someone. On the other hand, I'll have to go with Ruben. My heart pounds at the prospect, which is exactly why I cannot allow it to happen. This is quite the dilemma, unless... Do you have to come with me, Ruben? I mean, I know where the inn is, and I kind of don't want to... That Anvil won't even let me say that I temporarily don't want to see him. His eyes are downcast, and I understand. I can come with you if you don't want to be on your... Ruben raises his voice just slightly. However, I will need to accompany you. Dr. Quartz doesn't make an appointment with just anyone. You're going to need my connection, so she won't take the time out of her busy schedule to talk to you. I see. So if we go to the inn, Ruben has to come. And it doesn't have to be just the two of us, but even if Anchor is there, it's still risky. His presence has dampened the potion's effect, sure. But by judging how hard it is to keep from launching off of him and grabbing Ruben by the hands, it's not by much. And it isn't even guaranteed that Dr. Quartz will have a solution. It's only a chance. Maybe I should forget about her and prioritize getting as far away from Ruben as possible. But then again, on the off chance the doctor does have a solution, it'll take a load off me. Where should we go? I have a feeling if we choose to go to the armory, we're going to end up going to the inn anyway. Let's try and go to the armory. I can't give this fiery passion any more fuel than I already have. Looking at him with his mesmerizing eyes and his heavenly hair, his soft lips. If I ask him to kiss me, it's all over. I know what I have to do. How about I go to the armory with you, Anchor? Are you positive this is what you want to do? There's an edge of sadness in his tone. I redirect the urge to comfort him by clinging on to Anchor. Positive! Ruben sighs. Alright. Slowly starts walking away from the shop. I'll be at the inn if you change your mind. I do hope you feel better. The hints of sorrow in his tone are tugging at my heartstrings, but I strive to keep my own tone cheerful. Thanks! See you later. If we see you later. Oh yes. At that moment, he stops and turns around. I cover my eyes with my hand to avoid looking at him. So if I never see you again, I wish you the best, and I hope you know how deeply I regret everything I've done to you. Please believe that, even if you don't believe anything else I've said. Please just believe this one thing. Goodbye. And he's off. I break away from Anchor to chase after him, but I'm a few meters away from the entrance. Anchor catches up to me. Where are you going? Right, sorry. It's alright, I'm just confused as all. Why were you following him? Thought you wanted to get away from him. I do. You were acting pretty strange inside the shop. Is that what that meant by not feeling? Anchor stares at me for a few moments. Oh, that sentence like broke my brain. Sorry. I thought we were in agreement on... I know, it's a long story. Then let's go to the armory and talk about it. I need to sit down. Me too. So after I make sure I flip the sign to close, we make our way to Anchor's armory. The walk across the street is familiar from the hundreds of times we've made the journey to visit each other. I step over the loose cobblestones just in front of the shop steps and make sure to mind the shortest top step as I push through the entrance. The doorbell chimes as I pause just inside the sight of two customers standing by a rack of swords. A young woman, clad in leather armor with a scabbard on her hip, stands next to a young man wearing mage robes and a circle atop his brow. They turn to face us and a wave in vague recognition. I've seen both of them before in my shop. The last time they'd been debating on if my potion of Featherfall was worth taking to the bluffs. They were from a new adventuring party in town and still relatively green to fighting monsters, but they'd been polite. The names were Zuri, Katsuo. Whoa. Why are we having a dance party in the chat? What's going on? Why are you back? Did you not like them? Was the balance off? Zuri, the young woman, crossed her arms and scoffs. No, mine was perfect. Do you want to come back and potentially getting a second one? Maybe a dagger? Or a broadsword? Maybe just a rapier now that I really think about it? It's Zuri. Zuri? Oops. Zuri. She's gonna want a lot more weapons from me. She was raving about it last night. Mine was perfect too, but I wanted to ask you a question. I step out of the way as Katsuo dashes up to Anchor with his hands held apart as if to measure something. A spark dances between his palms and the faint smell of ozone permeates the air of the shop. I've been working out on figuring out a chain lightning spell, and I think I'm starting to get it. Look. He shoves his hands forwards a little to Anchor's left, and the spark jumps and dies before it hits the floor. He winces. It's not super impressive yet, but do you think we'd be able to pair my magic with your smithing and make a lightning sword when I figure it out? Zuri sighs, but her smile as she watches him prepare his next attempt and fail again is warm. You've just barely learned the actual lightning spell, Katsuo. We just got a new order. Isn't this a little too soon? He rubs his neck bashful and gives her a hopeful grin. I mean, maybe, but I want to be super cool badass adventurer that you can be proud of. And you need a lightning sword to do that? He grins. And I need a lightning sword to do that. Sure you do, Hotshot. Do I get your lightning on my rapier too? You can have my lightning anywhere you... As the two of them flirt, Anchor and I glance at each other, coming to the same realization. Chain lightning, metal armor and weapons, oil barrels, oh dear. I step aside as Anchor moves gently to take Katsuo's hands, pressing them together before he can get another spark off to impress Zuri. Figure the spell out first, and I'll see what I can do, Katsuo. Imbibing magic in weapons is relatively straightforward, but the stronger the caster and the better you wield it, the more powerful the weapon will be. He hooks a thumb at the oil barrels behind him, and Katsuo's face colours as he realises what could have happened. And don't go practicing combat magic indoors if you can help it. Katsuo blanches, and there's no heat to Anchor's words. He claps him on the back, and the boy lights up again, just as energetic as before. Anyway, Zuri, a rapier is easy. We can add the lightning magic after Katsuo figures it out if you really want. Any special requests in the meantime? Mithril, if possible. A swordsman after my own heart. Done. They both puff out their chests and grin. I finally breathe a sigh of relief. No armory's blowing up today. Crisis averted. And I'll have it ready for pickup in a 10-day. Got it? Yeah. And keep practicing, Katsuo. You'll master your magic in time. Thanks. Now, like I said, try to avoid any more indoor combat magic and have a good day, you two. I'm glad to hear you enjoyed your order. They both nod and race out the door. An echo of their chorus goodbye, lingering as the shop returns to its usual calm. Well, that was something. Glad it turned out okay. Yeah, they're in here often enough. I'm not surprised. Katsuri loves to act first and think much later, which I've heard from Zuri frequently, so that's just not me saying it. But their hearts are in the right place. After a quiet moment, Anchor flips his own sign to closed and locks the front door, so we don't have any further interruptions. But never mind that. What's wrong? What's going on? And finally, the moment I've been dreading is here. Anchor has seen me through some of the worst moments of my life. He's a good friend, and I trust him to offer advice instead of being judgmental. There's no way around it. After I explain this, I wouldn't blame him for thinking I'm a little bit of an idiot. As I mentally brace myself, he leans against the shop counter and crosses his arms. Did something happen? Technically, yes. Oh no, is Timothy threatening you with something you can't tell me about? No. I throw my hands up and wave them in front of me. I'm not being blackmailed. I wish it was that easy to fix. Worse than blackmail? What? It's not worse, but a bit more complicated, maybe? I sigh. Okay, maybe it's a lot more complicated. And it's also self-inflicted, not even Ruben's fault. Loath as I am to admit it. I end up telling him everything that happened earlier this morning. Ruben coming to my shop to apologise, to try and make amends, going to grab an optimism to calm myself down before I make a scene, mistakenly grabbing the love potion that he caught me drunkenly brewing the night before and downing it at one go. His eyes go wide at that. Oh, you thought you'd dump that out? I should have. It just gets worse from there. I bury my head in my hands as I tell him the next part, and now, because of the love potion, I'm in love with him. Or fake love, but it feels real and stupid. The stupid thing is making me hallucinate hearts around his face and sparkles in his eyes. It won't even let me say anything mean about him. Not that I'd want to, you know. He's so beautiful and kind and sincerely apologise. Maybe I should give him another chance. You see what I mean? I can't talk negatively about him. I can't stop thinking about him ever, and my body's automatically drawn to him. I don't want to be a magnet. I don't want to be a magnet. I wouldn't want to be either. I'm so sorry, Zarya. Is there a cure? Not a confirmed one. They're dangerous to make and would be very obviously be unethical to test. On anyone other than the person running the experiment, I guess, but who would do that to themselves? I paused, recalling the reason I even had a love potion to begin with. I mean, who would intentionally do that to themselves while sober? Nice catch. The thought of anyone choosing to be in this state is horrendous. Drunk me has to be out of my mind to even have considered this as an option. But here we are. Anyway, I'm not particularly interested in the scientific method at the moment. The only thing that's been speculated to work is falling in love for real. There have been people stupid enough to drink it. The irony isn't lost on me. But usually the sort of person who's documented as being desperate enough to do so isn't writing down their attempts at a cure along the way. It's also an easy trick. It's also easy to trick someone into drinking it, which also doesn't help with documenting typical symptoms. There's cases where the victim thought they just had a brand new crush and didn't even know they were under the effects of a potion. So, cases that have been documented very wildly. The silence is deafening, but only for a few moments. Is that even possible? Getting tricked into drinking a love potion? I mean, obviously, there's some sketchy people in the world. No, falling in love while the potion is clouding your mind, I mean. Will it even let you? It better. I mean, technically I should. Magic is fickle, potions especially, but there are rules. It's similar to changelings. Once you have the real thing, a fake becomes a lot more recognizable for what it is. At least that's what I've read. It's not exactly how to cure yourself after drinking a love potion you definitely should not have made, and at the very least should have thrown away after you made it, you idiot guide, anywhere. Just a lot of academic speculation from highly cited sources. I believe you, but if you have to fall in love with someone for real, do you have anyone in mind? Oh, is he blushing? Is he blushing right now, or has he been blushing the whole time? He was blushing. Blindsided by his quick question. I've been so... Unless that's his sprite the whole time and I just haven't noticed. I've been so caught up with needing to fall in love, I haven't considered who I'd be falling in love with. Do I have someone in mind? I rack my brain for possibilities, but there's not a single person I can think of. He is turning into a... He is blushing. Yeah, I'm now going like, that is him blushing and not his regular sprite. Alright, there's not a single person I can think of. I can't think of anyone. Oh, he's dead! Oh! Not only that, but I don't know anyone else who's single in town well enough to even think about asking them for help. Can you even imagine? Hi, I'm the alchemist in town from down the street. I drank a love potion, saw my ex-boyfriend, and now I need to fall in love with you to fix it. I think that was the worst pickup line I've ever heard. Ugh. I wring my hands. My options really might be going back to Ruben and his doctor friend. Well, I look at him, realization creeping in. Anchor and I see each other all the time. We've known each other for years, so there wouldn't be any awkward getting to know you questions. He'd be a safe option. I don't think he'd be interested, but I am desperate. Well, I know you, but you do know me. Oh, look at his little smile! I laugh nervously. I mean, I do, but what if it doesn't work and one of us falls in love but the other doesn't? Having unreciprocated feelings for your best friend is so awkward, I wouldn't wish that on either of us. I don't mind helping you. I'll try falling in love with you too. Oh, look at her, Link's licking away. So cute! Whoa! This is crazy. What if you don't? right? I'll let you down gently. His voice is so soft I can't bear to look at him. It feels too much at once, the love potion and now this, having to fall in love with Anchor to fix all of it. It's not as if I can just go back to my potion and write out the effects of the potion. That's what makes love potions so dangerous. Their effects don't end. I'd be obsessed with Ruben forever. The very thought of it has my stomach churning and I forcibly shake my head to clear it. If I'm being fully honest with myself, is falling in love with Anchor something I have to do? Or something we can figure out? Or we can figure something else out. I'm sure we could. I look back to meet his eyes and my face warms as I truly consider what agreeing to this would mean. Or something I want to do? Standing in front of me is Anchor, the man who's been nothing but kind to me since I opened my shop across from his. Anchor, who I've talked and laughed with into the wee hours of the morning, commiserating about how silly adventurers can be. Anchor, who's been my steadfast friend for years. The truth is, I've considered it before. He's attractive, of course, but he's also kind, hardworking, and patient. Warm and dependable in a way that Ruben never was. I didn't even act on those feelings because... I didn't want to lose his friendship. That would be the real thing, I think. The thought of confessing my feelings to only have them be unrequited makes me want to throw myself into a boiling cauldron. Or worse, what, we were madly in love and then had a horrific breakup? No, thank you. Much safer to stay friends. As I look at him, considering what he's proposing. Oh no, what if all of this works out and he does propose? I blink again. It's much too early to be worrying about that. And my silence is getting awkward now. I have to give it an answer. Let the potion make me long for Ruben forever, or risk my relationship with my closest friend for the chance for a cure and maybe something more. It's an easy choice. Let's do it. At the very least, we can say we tried. But are you sure about this? I've known you for years. You're my best friend. How are we going to fall in love with each other? I mean, it shouldn't be too hard, right? Oh, is he doing a little... He's not doing a little blush again. He's not meeting my eyes, and my heart twinges at the thought this is going to be something that he doesn't want to do. What if he volunteered for it just because he doesn't want to see me suffer? Think of it this way. Remember that mithril rapier Zuri wanted earlier? Are you comparing me to metal right now? Inflexible? Dull? You said it. My rapiers are always flexible, by the way. But it's not a challenge to work with. Every adventurer wants something made out of mithril, and I got too used to it. It wasn't new. I wasn't excited by it. It's easy to work, comfortable, and I got bored. It's only recently that I've been seeing it in a new light. It conducts magic, and well, there's a certain temperature you can get to make it more flexible, and if you hammer it just right, it sings. He blinks. Right, anyway. No, he's blushing again. Yeah, polished super solid. Anyway, my point is maybe we can be the mithril in this situation. I feel my expression drop. I don't conduct magic well. That's why I pursued alchemy, and I haven't done stretches in a while, so not sure about being flexible either. He takes my hands in the same way he took Katsuo's, if a little gentler, and sighs. Sarah, you're not mithril. I know you're nervous, but it'll be okay. I'm going to make sure you come out of this just fine. What I meant is we're both familiar with each other, but there's still sides to each other we still haven't seen. I know a lot about you, but not everything, and vice versa. I'm not going to know everything about, and I'm still not going to know everything about you. And like you said, I'm your best friend, and that's not going to change. But maybe it feels like being romantic with each other would feel awkward because we haven't tried to be yet? I fidget, staring at his hands over mine. So, we just jump in. Is that what you're saying? Exactly. Is it really going to be as simple as that? As much as I would like to say yes, it will be as simple as that, I don't think it will be. But we'll work our way through it, won't we? There's nothing we can't do together. And if anything does happen, we'll just talk through it. I can make a cup of chai just the way you like it, and we can bicker over whatever's wrong, like... He clears his throat and puts his hands away, beginning to busy himself with tidying his counter, even though it's almost spotless. Like what? Nothing. I'm being silly. We'll be fine. I look at him for a few more seconds, but he won't meet my eye. He makes it sound so easy, but I can't fathom just making the change. My best friend is the love of my life. Easy as that. Like a switch. If only. I unfortunately don't have flowers or bejeweled dagger on hand to give you. It wouldn't be very useful with the jewels on it, would it? You've talked about gems in the hilt being terrible for blade balance. And what would I do with it? I hold up my hands from years of crafting potions covered in small burns and scars. I'd be too scared just to cut ingredients with it. Well, yes, jewels are bad for balance. And as for chopping up nude eyes or slicing good berries... But it'd be a pretty gift, a symbol. Of what? My love for you. I mean, my hypothetical love for you, since, you know, this hasn't worked yet. But our first steps would be something simpler. Gifts can come later. Right. Best not to spend frivolously or waste materials when we don't even know for sure this will work. So let's think about things couples do. We've already hugged plenty, so I don't think that will help. Right, and we've had plenty of dinners. Are we still on for 10 day? For next 10 day? Of course. We've also technically worn each other's clothes. I accidentally put your shop apron on once. And you nap in my house often enough that I'm starting to think you should move in. Oh, he's a little blushy. Your furniture is more comfortable. We could just come out and say it, maybe? It? Yeah, you know, those 3 little words. I try not to think about the last time I heard them. Your order's ready? No, I love you. Those 3 words. I can't meet his eyes. The last time I said that to someone, I ended up getting my heart broke. Well, we've already done that, so I don't think that's going to work either. The second to last time I said that? My eyes snap out to meet his. What? Do you not remember? The night you made the love potion, I found you wandering drunk. Oh dear. The memory slams into me again, and my face warms. Right, well, I guess we have. Thank you for getting me back home then, by the way. But I don't think we need to try it again. Since, you know, we already said it. Kill me. We sure don't, buddy. Mercifully, he moves on. No, 3 little words. I don't have any enemies you could duel for my honor, so that's not an option. I snort. As if you couldn't handle them yourself. There's nobody blackmailing me that I could have you heroically make disappear either. I've already met your sister and your parents when they came to visit to see how your shop was doing, so no dice there. I drag my hands down my face. Ugh, we've done everything short of kissing. Do you want to? Both of us freeze and just look at each other. What? Do you want to try kissing? Kissing me, specifically. I'd like to clarify. If you want. My gaze drops to his mouth. I do want to try kissing you, specifically. But are you sure? That feels like that's a big step. I'm sure. If it helps, I'd do anything. And kissing isn't even that big of a deal, right? Friends kiss each other all the time. And if we're going to try and being romantic, might as well get that out of the way. Right. Neither of us moves. The space between us is charged as if Katsui's chain lightning spell had actually worked. Yeah, polished solid on this game. So cute. And romance in the air. I agree. No cringy things, Cap. This is love. Anchor takes the first step forward as he approaches, but I can't help feel relaxed. I guess she would be nervous, but like, let's be relaxed. This kiss won't change anything. He's still the kind and steadfast friend I've known for years. If the plan works, our relationship will be romantic in nature instead of platonic. He steps directly in front of me, and finally the warmth between us builds. His hand hovers over my sides. Are you sure about this? Kiss him! I pull him closer in an answer with a tug of his apron as my other hand cups his cheek. Inhales sharply in surprise, and his hands fully settle on my face as he looks at me. I notice he has long lashes before, but my eyes catch on them again as his eyes flutter shut. Beautiful. I lean forward to tilt my face towards him, the spark between us igniting. Oh no! But just before our lips touch, Ruben's puckered lips pop into my mind's eye, the warp of my memory making them unfortunately fishy. I put a hand on Anchor's chest to stop it. Damn it. I grit my teeth, lingering for a moment before stepping away with a groan. His hands are slow to fall to his side. What happened? I pictured Ruben as we were about to kiss. Not on purpose, but I do think we're back to square one for now. I'd rather not have to see him again. I shudder. Oh, alright. He crosses his arms, seemingly lost in thought before glancing at me. Since we've done a lot of things that couples typically do together, is there anything that you and Ruben didn't do? Something that would just be ours? I consider his question for a moment before the answer hit me. Technically, we already do have something. The Festival of Love, remember? Ruben and I never went since we met after the festival 2 years ago. And then when you and I went last year after finding my entire relationship had been a lie and the person I thought had been the love of my life was just with me for a recipe potion. I'd woken up to a teary map of my face in the pillow for a week straight. My eyes were constantly puffing, my nose was running, I had the season's most unfashionable bags under my eyes. Most terribly fashionable bags. Yikes. It's funny, I like that. I was a little pathetic, but I deserved to be. Anchor had been lovely during the weeks to follow. He'd provide a little shoulder to cry on, pep talks, and even a few meals. I still need to ask about his dal chual recipe. Well, that sounds yummy. But he'd gotten sick of my constant moping and suggested we should go to the festival as a distraction. I hadn't bathed. I'd barely gotten both shoes from the same pair onto my feet. I'd grumble to him under my breath about all the happy couples walking around. Seriously, did they have to hold hands in front of us while we ate our fairy floss? I'm sorry, what? Fairy floss. Fairy floss. Who else calls it fairy floss except for Australians? I know Americans call it cotton candy. Is it UK? There must be UK. But if they're UK, I saw a couple of Zs in places where there should have been S's. Right? Gonna have to look into these devs. Yeah, I feel like UK must say, like, apparently, French say, is it daddy's beard, which is kind of weird, because it's, like, flowy, like a beard. So, yeah. So they're either UK, but if they're UK, they should have been using S's instead of Z's in some of the words. Mind you, if they wrote it out and their autocorrect was autocorrecting the some of the words, sometimes Z's slip in there anyway because it autocorrects the US version of the spelling. So that's fair enough because mine was doing that too sometimes when I was writing things. Yeah, but NZ would be using S's instead of Z's as well. It could be a couple of different. So it's either Aussie, New Zealand, or UK. And assuming the Z slipped in there accidentally from an auto, what do you call it, grammaring thing. Yeah. Seriously, did they have to hold us? It's gotten even worse when I overheard a conversation from a particularly handsy pair. Were you lying about your love for me when we were talking to the fortune teller? What? Of course not. What sort of scumbag do you think I am? Do you think I'd... Can you imagine if I'd been lying the whole time and none of it was real? I was just checking, but imagine being poor sap in that situation. Yikes. Yeah, yikes. And even after all of that, I'd still left the festival with a smile, however small. Looking at Anchor now, my smile's much wider than what I'd managed then. And even... Oh, whoop. Anyway, I think it's a good place for a fresh start. Or a fresher start, at least. I agree. I enjoyed going with you last year, and this round will be even better. Because I won't be moping over Reuben? Well, yes, but also because you'll be focused on having fun with me. I still owe you that new mortar and pestle I promised I'd win for you, so we have to visit the game booths, for sure. I don't know if I can sit through you missing 20 rings on the same bottle again. He glares at me, and the awkwardness that had settled between us because of the almost kiss dissipates as I laugh. It wasn't 20 rings, it was only 10. So it'll be 15 this year? Insufferable. Maybe, but you're the one going to the Festival of Love with me, and it started this morning, so could we have it head over now if you'd like? I shifted from one foot to the other as I wait for his response. Am I nervous about going to the festival with Anchor? We went last year. I don't have any reason to be. Sure, there's the added layer of trying to break the potion's hold this year, and we're attending as a couple, romantically, as not friends, as we're probably going to kiss for real this time. But that's nothing. I'd be this nervous if I was going to Phoenix or with any of my neighbours along the street. I'd kiss them too if it meant I didn't have to think about Reuben's fishy pout ever again. I hold my breath as he opens his mouth to speak, hope ballooning in my chest. As much as I want to, I need to finish a few orders and close up the forge before we go. Well, yeah, fair enough. The pop and subsequent whine of the same ballooning hope deflating pathetically rings loud in my heart. Nothing. Sure. You are always the more responsible of the two of us. I sigh. I need to close up too and get started making sure I have the ingredients for the next batch of orders. Meet outside in a few hours? See you then. He gives me a small wave and start walking towards the door. He lingers, watching me go, and disappears into the back room as I shut the door behind me. For now, business. I tend to my shop, make sure I have everything in order, and then I have a date to the Festival of Love with Anchor. This concludes the potion panic. Oh, we get it! We got to the end! While you're here, why not go back and try Reuben's route? Go to the end with him when the choice presents itself. Yeah, for sure. Here we go. Concept and writing, Omega Button. And Cass also helped with the writing. Character design, acted myth theme draws and title art, sound design. Wow, wow, wow! So many people. CG art, Poob, Becca, Perrincat, and then Waterways and Nish and made with ren'py and cool. That was excellent. I'm really glad I clicked this one too. Like, it was just a random click, but I'm so glad. This is excellent. I'm gonna have a quick look. These are cool people. Look at all these. Excuse me. This person. Hey there, I'm Cass. Thanks for playing. Yeah. Cool people. Wow. Lots of things. Cool. Oh, freelance artist. So, like, they had some people got together, but the person who, the co-writer, the main, like, the person who wrote the words is what I'm looking for, which is Cass. That's pretty cool. That's awesome. Oh, I need to write some words. This was so good. So much. I know I said so much polish, but both of them had so much polish. So much polish. And I was really drawn into the story. And hope you keep working on it. So, well, I don't know if they'll... Maybe that's... Sometimes I'll be like, oh, I really love to see more. What are the people saying? I'd totally play the full game for money. That's a nice compliment, I think. Let's see, any feedbacks from... I did get... so, like, if there's, like, hey, this weird thing... I don't think there's anything they really need to improve, but, except I did get one weird... overload, like, error in Opera GX, but page refresh fixed that, and I was able to proceed. After, I should say when it happened, after the love potion making... Oh, after the flashback with Anchor. There we go. And I was able to proceed. No worries. Excellent game. 10 out of 10. Cool. Nice. Alright, we gotta finish up there because it is lunchtime and I'm hungry and the ad started in 2 minutes. We're gonna finish up now. Yeah, sometimes glitches just happen and it might not actually, it might just be like a thingy. So, whatever. You'd let people know in case there's a, like, oh, fix the thing. But if it's ren'py, like, I don't really know. If somebody told me there was a glitch like you just did, I'm like, I don't know how to fix that. Refresh, try again, proceed. I'd have to look into it. Anyways, that was really fun. And yeah, check out my game if you would like. It's in the pin chat. If you'd like to check it out for yourself. I won't go through it now because we're finishing up, but we might talk about it more in the next one or do whatever. I don't know what the next stream will be. I will figure it out. Who do we want to raid? Fairy bread is white bread, butter, and hundreds and thousands sprinkles. So, it's like bread and sugar. It's like a sweet dessert bread kind of thing. Sweet and salty, I would say, because the butter is like full salt butter, so it's like sweet, salty, and bread. Yeah. Yeah, it's a real thing. Sorry, the fairy bread in the story, the fairy bread in the game is like just regular loaf of bread, and it's a play on the word because it's like fairy bread and it's bread and there's fairies in the game. But real fairy bread, as in our channel points, is a real item that you can make and eat yourself at any point in your life. No, it's a very real item that you can in fact eat. Um, your boy isn't streaming, so no suggestions. Yeah, we got no. Holy cow! I literally have nobody streaming at the moment. Like, where is everybody? What the heck? It's like, what time is it in America? Like, shouldn't it be like Saturday night, or is it a bit late for Saturday night for America time? Nobody's streaming! Like, I follow hundreds of people. Well, tens of dozens. I follow literal dozens of people. Like, tens of dozens. Not tens of dozens, but like, look, nearly 100 people. Not, well, maybe not. Anyways, I follow plenty of people, so the fact that nobody is streaming, I guess we'll just look on the homepage and see what we find. Who we got? Do we want to do another dev, like a Steam dev? We want to do like a VTuber. Oh no, that's not what I want. I want Twitch home. There we go. Sorry. I mean, there's the ferrets, which are, I mean, they're always up, kind of thing. Who's over here? What are recommended channels here? Porcelain Maid. Oh, I love Ace Attorney. Porcelain Maid. Who is this person?
I know very little of the world outside my door.
Oh, this is the new one. Oh, I can't look if it's the new one.
Because of me, Father is...
Apollo Justice. Oh no, it's sorry, sorry, I just reread it. It's Apollo Justice.
I remember that envelope. It was some time ago.
I don't know if I remember her. It's been a while since I played that one though.
You were already creating your works back then?
Who else have we got?
I started when I was only 12 years old. You're 19?
League of Legends.
Honestly,
I don't know. I'm not super sold. Who else have we got? Oh, where's my chat gone? There you are. Oh, I forgot to ask you. How do you do with music licenses for your game? Oh, for music, I just make my own music. So I make it from scratch. That's why there's no music in this one, because I didn't have time. We've got an American guy. 10:20. Oh, yeah, so it's like kind of later in the day. Later in the evening. And learn something new every day. Got an American guy. VTuber. That's all I need. Aussie and VTuber. Oh, yeah, Aussie VTuber. We can just look up another Aussie VTuber. Oh, I forgot to ask. Yeah. Something about AI. Oh. So like my little snippet stuff, I for fun, not for realsies. Like I wouldn't put that in a game, but for fun for our alerts, I just and also for like a random dance party for the memes, I guess you could say. For the memes, I have an AI music generator that makes fun little AI music. Oh, you're in an ad. Okay, I'll wait. Sorry, I forgot we had ads. Okay, sorry. So I was just reading back through the comments anyway. So music. One, I usually make my own music to put into games, so just from scratch or whatever. That's why there is no music in my game, because I ran out of time, didn't have time. So because I didn't have time to make it, I didn't have time to put it in. Generally speaking, a lot of so when you ask about AI, not all of the game jams have rules against it, but as a personal rule, I would not really want to use AI. I mean, you could use AI for some idea generation to go, what kind of things should I do? And it's like, oh yeah, that sounds pretty cool. And then you could use that as inspiration, probably only, but like I wouldn't use any assets that were generated by the AI in my game. I would want to make everything myself, even if the game jam doesn't specifically prohibit it, and even for any other games that I made, I would want to ethically create it myself, you know? Like, I definitely use it for, like, help and idea generation and stuff like that, but, yeah, not just creating assets whole cloth out of like an image generator or music from a music generator. On the other hand, for the stream and for the memes, what I do is use Suno, which is a AI music generator tool to create fun little 30-second or 60-second clips for the alerts and fun little dance parties, basically for the memes. So making random songs for memes. But that's for fun and not for like actual things. So that I'm trying to sell. Interested in this one track, and they wanted usually it's like a royalties sort of thing, or you pay for a license to do a thing. Like, I don't know how much songs cost. I mean, $1,000 to just have the rights to use the song in. I was interested in this one track from a company, and they wanted. Sorry, so what were you going to? It all depends on what the licensing agreement would be. Like, are you saying to put it in a game, or to use it for something else, or to put it in a video? Because the way licenses, I don't really know the way the music licenses work. If you like had somebody else and they gave you permission, um, it like totally depends. Like, you could have like a percentage of the thing you're selling goes to them, or to use it within your ren'py game. Yeah, that makes sense. Like, you either pay for once off to say it is able to be used in your thing, but only as the thing. So, for example, when I play a game, I try to make sure it's streamer friendly or it doesn't have any music in it. It's because if I were to create a video with the music in it and then it gets flagged for copyright, it's because that game paid for the right to have the song in their game, but didn't pay for the right for someone to stream that and have that played and monetize the video where they stream it. Theoretically, if it was monetized. Mine usually aren't, but that's beside the point. It still gets copy claim to say that any revenue derived from this thing on a streaming, like on a VOD platform or a video platform, part of the monetization goes to them, or the monetization does go to them, which is like a whole thing. So music is super, super tricky, actually. Just generally, which is why I try to, one, if I'm playing any sort of music on the channel, that it's either something I made myself, something that is not, if it's in a game, so like a full published game off Steam, either like mute the music or like not upload the VOD, like it's just stream it and then just don't save the copy of the video. Or it's like not songs. They're not songs that are going to get flagged by the copy thing. I got caught with one that I wasn't really aware. Like, I was playing Potion Craft, and it was flagged. So I think I ended up either removing the video or muting the section that had the things in it or something like that. And then there was yeah, there's a few that I've had to deal with. I've not had any actual copy strikes, as in they just get oh, hey, we content what do you call it, content ID'd. So I got content ID'd on a couple of things, and I've either like, or I've muted part of the audio and stuff like that to get rid of the content ID, because theoretically, if I ever wanted or was able to monetize those videos for whatever reason, I wouldn't be able to, because of the content ID on them. So that's really how it works. So if you have copyrighted stuff and you stream it, and this is just from my experience from the streaming side of things, you just can't make any money on it, essentially. Like, you can't make money off someone else's work. Technically, that's what they're saying, but it's like music is like super easy to flag and hardcore and stuff like that. Yeah. And the thing is it's not necessarily you don't go out and copyright music. Like, art inherently has a copyright on it. It's just that people have put it into databases so that they can be content ID'd, so the content can be identified. That's usually how that works. So, like, the big stuff usually gets flagged. Even some of the smaller stuff gets flagged if somebody's put it into the system and, like, claimed it as, like, hey, this is my thing, and this is what it sounds like. And then they register it or whatever that they do with it. So, yeah, so that's how that works. So yeah, generally speaking, if there's actual songs and music in a game, you should probably like mute the music if you can. Obviously, with the little songs here, like I mentioned, like game devs, like game jam games with music and stuff in it, it's usually fine, because they've made either they've put royalty free music in it, or they have made the music themselves, and they've obviously not put that in the database, so it's not going to get flagged. So there's no point trying to mute the music in those ones because it's probably not going to get flagged, and that's not the point. You're not, even the ones that do get flagged, like, that's not the point of the video anyway. So yeah. Hey, Ruthalini, sorry, we're just finishing up and trying to figure out, and we're just explaining the intricacies of music copyright, as it turns out. Not that I know much about that, but just the dealings that I've had with it. So, we are going to pick somebody, and there's nobody online except for, like, ferret software. It's just ferrets. Like, you just literally, I think they're, like, they're sleeping. They're probably just sleeping. Or is it playtime? It might be playtime. There is nobody there. That might not be super interesting to watch. So let's find somebody. We said we were going to look for an Australian VTuber. Australian. There we go. Himide? Oh, these are past videos. Nobody who is actually... They are not live. Let me just check. Whoops. Clicked on all the things. Clicked on all the things. Last live 2 days ago, so not currently live. Okay. Okay. Oh, there's nobody. Maybe we just pick a random VTuber. Live channels tagged VTuber. Here we go. Who do we want? Okay, let me have a look. Fellow Freedomer. Sorry, yeah, no, I gotta go. We're gonna have lunch and get some other things done today as well. Is that, this person? Cap? I don't see... Is it spelt differently? He's not coming up here. I can't see what we're talking about. Sorry, can you copy, like, the channel name, or like, just copy the bit of the name? Yeah, I don't see him coming up here, sorry. What does that mean? Streaming for subscribers. YouTube members and Twitch subs only. Oh, you'd have to be a sub. Okay. Alright, never mind then. Oh, it has a 1 in it. Okay, let me try again. Still didn't work? Is that right? Did you copy and paste it? Try to copy and paste it and I'll see if I can... Maybe it's got some weird lettering in it or something like that. Not worth it? Oh, is he not streaming anymore, or... I got nobody, man. We're gonna need some suggestions. Oh, you're on your phone. Okay. There's Minecraft.
I like that.
She's cute.
What have I found? Get a brain in the...
Oh, Australian YouTuber. Wait, I just searched for this and they didn't come up.
I like when people like my music. That's a
Oh,
dense
perfect.
forest. It's pretty there.
Let's
There's a
follow.
redwood, a tiny little redwood forest. Cool. I wonder what All modded biomes too? Fuck yeah. Very slay. What is it called? Oh my god, I'm lagging. I'm lagging. I'm lagging. Don't lag here. Oh god, don't lag here. Don't lag here. So welcome in. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it.
Here we go. We're gonna raid. Here we go. Let's go. We're raiding. We'll see you guys later. Join me next Sunday morning for another stream. Most likely. I will let you know, hopefully, if that is not the case. But we'll see you all later. Thank you for joining me. And catch ya.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I can't help it. Oh god. Not over the...
Here we go. Raided.
Please.
Alright. Bye.